Chris, I still don't have a headset. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah.
Okay, ended broadcast.
Come on, do these seats really get you into the movie?
Oh yeah, you can't get this at home.
Hey guys, welcome to Mobile Gaming Mondays. What a great event we have tonight. I'm actually playing myself.
You are, man, and you crushed it in the qualifier too.
Oh man, we went 4-1, but we lost to Siegelight, so we can get our revenge tonight.
But you know, no shame in losing to the first ever winner of Mobile Gaming Mondays. So.
Definitely not. And we actually played a mirror matchup. You know, we're like, let's see who's the better Siege player. I love that deck on ladder. Yeah. And we both played really high on ladder, so let's see who's the best. And you got the best out of you.
Yeah, you definitely had a lot of spectators, but what chutzpah from you wanting to take Siegelight on in his own element, take an Expo against Expo, but man, you see why he's got his name now, huh?
I definitely see. I'm not going to underestimate him this time anymore.
Yeah, so we got a great tournament ahead of us here. Do you have the bracket in front of you? Let's take a look at who qualified here in our top 8.
All right, it looks like Siegelight versus Big Perm will go off in the set number 1. Backstab versus Rumham.
Wow.
Set 2. Wow, who's going to be casting with you? And solo cast that?
I'm going to have to probably solo cast. We'll see if I can get a guest caster here in the studio.
Yeah, maybe a Warrior Mom can come up here and maybe cast some matches.
Yeah, we'll see if Warrior Mom's still in the house or something, you know.
Yeah, we hear her laughing. Of course, she seems like she's down there. We got Undercover versus Golem as well.
Yeah.
Undercover, man, he's playing a double. Wait, should I reveal his strategy? Yeah, he's playing a double hut deck that, you know, he almost got me as well.
I tell you what, though, RPL staff member, also the one of the leaders of Omega Esports. Don't underestimate this guy, okay? Because he's one of those esports guys that can definitely take this tournament.
Definitely. All right, so we're looking down at the audience right now, and now it is. So hello, everybody. Are we ready to start match number 1? Or?
Oh my goodness, I think we are. Let's make sure that we got our 8 players in the house. We're going to throw it down to Brian on stage, and he's going to invite our 8 players forward here.
Sounds good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mobile Gaming Mondays here at the MX4D Theater at the Chinese Theater 6. My name is Brian. It's my pleasure to introduce to you your quarterfinalists. When I call your name, please come on down here to the front. First and foremost, Siegelight, come on down. Everyone, give him a round of applause. Next is Big Perm. Big Perm, make your way on down. Let's see your perm. Come on. There you go. Look at that. Next is Backstab X. Put down the headset and come on down. Nice. All right, next is the Rumham. The Rumham, get on down here. Undercover. Undercover, get on down. Fantastic. Next is Golem. Round of applause for Golem, folks, as he makes his way down here. Gabriel. And last but not least is Purzon. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for our quarterfinalists for Mobile Gaming Monday. I'm going to go ahead and throw it back up to the top, and I'm going to ask all of our quarterfinalists to please head up and out of the theater, and we'll give you a brief orientation.
I tell you what, this is what happens when all the talented players also help out with these community-run events. They all get taken out because they qualify for the bracket here. But we got Backstab back. He knows how things go here.
I'm
so
a
he
little
doesn't
out
need
of
that
breath right
orientation.
now. That was a good little jump up the stairs, but
Yeah.
be back.
So here's how this is going to run. While our players are backstage getting a little confidential orientation on how things go and how tiebreakers work, basically what we're going to do is an 8-player bracket tournament. And we got a lot of money on the line. This is actually a $1,000 bracket.
1,000. What does first
Not
get?
bad. You know what? First place actually gets $500.
Whoa.
Pretty sweet deal.
I am mind blown right
Second place is going to come away with $200, and then we have $100 each for our other semifinalists. But everybody that came here is going to get $25. So your ticket already paid for itself. What do you know?
now. Damn, top 8, man. It pays for itself.
Yeah,
get
but
to
we
have
got
fun.
we got a lot of talent. So what's interesting, we've held 2 of these events before. What's happened here at our third event is a lot of our top players came back, right? Because obviously, they see what's going on here. They like how this is happening. And but what happened at this event is about 90% of the people that showed up had been here before. So obviously, one of those things that you see it from an event organizer's perspective, and it really cues you in, like we're onto something here. And you can hear it with the energy of the crowd. I know we got some energetic people here in the studio. We ended up hanging around our second event afterwards, and it was just pretty cool. Pretty cool. So.
And it's great to see Siege Light come back from winning week 1, the first ever Mobile Gaming Mondays. And now he's back. He couldn't make it to the second one, unfortunately, but now he's like, I need to regain my throne. We're going to have a new champion today.
Yeah.
Prince Lucky eliminated.
So Siege couldn't make it to the second event, but Prince Lucky did, and he ended up taking that title. He came back also here to this third event, but did get knocked out in the qualifiers.
Really tough group.
Yeah, so we had an in-game tournament in order to get us down to the top 12 players. And then we took those 12 and did a round robin. And unfortunately, it's just so happened that, one of those groups was really loaded in talent, and Prince Lucky was just kind of the odd man out in that group.
It was kind of strange, right? That one group, super stacked. The other group was like, it was stacked, but it was like the other one's just like all known players.
Yeah.
All pro players.
Yeah.
And let's see if they're ready to play in their game 1. I think Siege Light's going to send a request, right?
They should be, yeah. So we'll see, when the players are back on the stage. But obviously, they need to know that orientation and kind of get, the run of show here. But, what do you expect to see tonight?
Oh, Siege Light's going to run like 30 Expo different variation decks. He's going to run it with like Executioner and then the Hunter and then like this 2.9 version.
What was really interesting? That first event, Siege Light ended up winning, right? He played 8 matches, 7 different decks.
Really?
7 different decks. So he really, made it that far because of his versatility and adapting to his opponent. And that's, the type of skill that you see in these best of 3, best of 5 series. And that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Best of 3 for quarterfinals and semis, and best of 5 for the final match.
I think it's actually the best thing to do. If you stick to one deck, you're going to get countered. All these players are really, really good. And if you stick to the same strategy once, as you saw Pierzun, he stuck to Golem.
Yeah.
Which is Siege Light.
Right.
In week 1, and Siege Light was like, you know what? I'm going to run like 20 Golem counters.
We saw the perfect example in that final, right? We have the versatile player in Siege Light and Pierzun who's like, I'm playing Golem and I'm still going to beat you. And he beat a double Hut P.E.K.K.A deck, I think it was. It's a complete hard counter, but he ended up pulling it out. It's crazy.
Pierzun actually 5-0 tonight in
Wow.
the qualifier stage. So playing amazingly, finished second in the in-game tournament as well. And he is here to win this one.
That's
all
awesome.
the way. He's here to go all the way.
So I can't wait to get this underway. I know we got a lot of eager people as well. So if our players are ready, let's get things rolling here with our clan. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited to see some good matches tonight. And I'm going to be looking at them closely because these are the people that I might go against in the next round. Actually, Siege Light.
Yeah, you get a good spectator view of like both play styles and stuff, so you can really scout out your opponents. But that's if you get through Rumham.
Oof, rum ham. Drink some more rum. Maybe he plays better. He's like one of those drunken masters that they do a lot better when they're drunk. So
could be. So he must be playing well tonight. So he made it to the top 8. So anything can happen here.
He was really nervous. He said the last match he was down to like 40 HP, I believe, and he was able to come back.
So definitely good to see. Obviously, he came to our second event here at Mobile Gaming Monday and actually finished in 9th place and lost in a tiebreaker. So just barely got knocked out there, but good to see him back. Obviously, he's an LA local, so we're getting to know quite a few people here, right?
Definitely.
We got Rumham back, Pierzun back, lots of regulars here.
Definitely. And let's see. I mean, what do you think I'm going to run?
Oh, well, I actually have a scouting report. This is an interesting story. All right.
Okay.
I actually got a scouting report done on you by Full Frontage.
What do you say?
Do you want me to say?
Coach Wolfrunner said, yeah.
He said,
Let's. I'm gonna run a complete different strategy than they're saying right now. So.
Yeah. So all right. So this is my scouting report on you. Okay, you're a player that you know, at the top of competitive Clash Royale in 2016, won CRNAO, and you did that after the Elite Barbarians came out, right? Right after a meta shift, and you are one of those players. In my personal opinion, I've said it for a long time, that one of the most versatile players in the game. You can pick up a deck without playing it before, and you can know how it ought to be orchestrated and stuff. So today, a day that balance changes just came out, my money would be on versatile players and ones that can really adapt quickly to the new meta. So we'll see, though. Rumham also not, you know, a pushover if you can get past him.
I agree. And what do you think that Mega Minion, remember the one that, you know, cycles your Zap out of rotational log bait, Mega Minion, Mega Knight's deck? It's no longer here. All the cards got nerfed. The Skelly Barrel lost 2 skeletons.
Yep.
The Mega Knight as well lost his bomb damage or his death damage. When he comes in, he doesn't do as much damage anymore.
Yeah.
And what other cards got nerfed as well? Let's go ahead and
so
see.
a lot of small changes. Obviously, Skeleton Barrel is the biggest one, right? So that spam Mega Knight Zap bait deck is out of the meta. Could still probably be used. And again, when you're in an event like this, it kind of has its own meta, right? So you have to learn what players are bringing in the qualifiers and counter that, right? So you have to approach each event as its own meta. But yeah, so you got the balance changes there.
Yeah, we do. We have the Knight as well, -6 HP. Not too sure about that nerf. Goblin Hut didn't get touched as well.
Yeah.
Really strong card.
Yeah.
A lot of people running it. Undercover ran it.
Yep.
I think like 50% of the people that played today were running Goblin Hunt as well. So still a really powerful card.
Definitely one of the most powerful cards in the game. And a lot of Flying Machine also to counter that.
Agreed. Bandit. Oh, talk to me about this card.
What an OP card. I mean, come on, you buff Bandit. Oh, man.
Okay, Bandit is my favorite card in the game. I just love how she just dashes everywhere and she's so tiny and she's just amazing.
And also one of those where you can basically throw it into a lot of different decks because it's 3 elixir.
It is.
Right? So, I mean, that's one of those things where if you have a big push coming down one lane and you have Bandit, toss it in the other lane. It only costs you 3 elixir and you're going to really have an effective split push.
I feel like it's one of the most surprising / skill-based cards because you do have to place it correctly on the right tile. She's squishy, so if you placed it wrong, she just goes boom. So she's a really high skill cap card.
Yeah, absolutely. So looks like we got the players coming back in the studio. We're going to get to our matches here just real shortly. But what was, you know, you've been to 3 of these events. You know, how did this event differ from the first 2?
This one felt a lot more intimate. A lot more people were just grouped up together, and everyone was playing everyone and a lot more games, and it felt like it flew. And I was actually really excited to play. Yeah. In this one.
Yeah, definitely a lot more competitive vibe, would you say, compared to kind of the first 2?
I agree. I mean, just players coming out there, they just keep getting better and ever. Like they're just like, okay, Mobile Gaming Monday, I got to win this. I got to practice this whole entire week, or you know, you got to put in like 2 more extra hours a day in Clash Royale so you can get better and improve. And it's kind of showing. Like in the first week, competition has risen significantly. Yeah. So I was talking to one of the players here tonight, and he was like, "Man, this event series really gave me something to play for because up to that point, you know, Clash Royale maybe had gotten a little boring, and he'd switched over to Smite or something else. You know what I mean? But this event really got him fired up to play again, and that's what we're seeing. So we now have kind of a reason for LA local players to pick that game back up and really get a lot more competitive. And that's honestly, that's one of the most amazing things to me about putting on this event series, is because it's not just about the competitive players, because we've had an esport for a while if you're one of the top 8 in your region, right? Yeah. But for everybody else, it's like, well, what the heck? What about me? Like, what am I playing for? All the local Clash Royale community coming in together and just meeting up and hanging out. And, you know, we all have this common interest. And it's great just to see everyone here hang out. We see people from, you know, all over the parts as well come out just for this event. And I'm telling you right now, before we get to this next game here, what we're doing with our format and stuff is the reason why we'll have 1,000-player tournaments in the future. But we're into the first game. We got Siege Light versus Big Perm. We're just going to jump right in here. Probably Siege coming in with an Expo, I would say. Right. You know, sticking to his you know, core competencies, if you'd say. We got the Dark Prince coming out from Big Perm. This match has just started. Let's see if we can get to that game scene right now. There it is. Right on it. Perfect. We got the BM coming out of Siege Light. He is infamous for, you know, BMing. One of those players where he's going to give you a little reason to beat him, you know what I mean? Yeah, look at that. He's sticking with his Twin Shirt Expo deck. That is a Hunter variation. And he's coming out firing. The Chip coming clear. The Prince coming in from Big Perm. Nice little guards. You see guards coming back in the meta because, you know, Double Prince has kind of been around in a lot of P.E.K.K.A.s as well since the last balance change last night.
Yeah, P.E.K.K.A is one of those cards where it's been in the meta because of cards like Mega Knight, right? But still, now that we're seeing transferring away from that Mega Knight spam deck, still P.E.K.K.A is a really strong card and may not be good news for Siege Light if P.E.K.K.A comes out.
Yeah, a lot of people may ask, you know, how does Hunter come into this Expo deck? And pretty much it's a tank that does a lot of damage up close. And that's, you need to get to the Expo, so you want to put troops up close, but you can't do it versus this Hunter deck, because, you know, here it comes to see if he puts down the Hunter, there it is, and you'll see it come in with the shotgun blast. It does a lot of damage per blast, wiping away those barbarians. He attacks air as well, just doing so good right now.
The splash damage is getting onto the Expo though, which will whittle this Expo down, but that's a lot of damage for Siege Light. It's a huge advantage at this stage of the game.
Definitely 422 HP. With almost no damage received. Nice kiting with the Ice Spirit as well, and more BM. He's trying to get into Big Perm's mind here.
It may be working. That could have been a real cry right there.
Definitely. BM continues. Just thumbs up. Will he hit the limits? Oh, and the Fireball cycle
like that Fireball a lot. If you're going to get value like that, go ahead and take it when you're down this much.
He's just such a good Expo player. Knows exactly what to do. Knows how to control the map. Expo still stays alive. Here comes the battle ram. Gets locked out. He just gets the damage on the back tower as well with those logs every single time. And that's what Siege decks are. They just kind of whittle you down slowly.
Another defensive Expo, just kind of going to grind out this last 30 seconds, make sure that Big Perm can't put anything together to take this game away.
Definitely. Here we go. We see the Double Princes coming in, but there's the guards. It's just such an excellent card against those Double Princes. Last Fireball comes in and actually misses a tower. You see the little BM come in.
Wait, BM from Siege Light? You're joking.
Action. Oh man. Do you think he will miss another Fireball or will he take the victory?
He may put something out here.
He may try to hit the emo limit. No, that Fireball is going straight to the tower. That is any chances.
He cut it pretty close. I will say, we just came up with a Mobile Gaming Monday rule book. One of those rules was if a player intentionally delays a game out of BM, then they automatically take a loss. So pretty lucky for him, actually, that he got that done in regulation here.
Maybe he'll be one of those players that makes us do that rule here. Who knows? We'll call it the Siege Light rule.
Players sometimes have rules after them, you know, and I wonder if, you know, we could implement a little Siege Light rule.
Definitely well played to Siege Light, but he's got to win one more game at least.
Yeah, Big Perm can't you know, get phased by this. He's hopping right into the next match. He's got to be able to counter this Expo though, because if you're Siege, you know, you got to expect that.
Definitely, we're right into the next match. Non-stop action. Siege Light with BM. Come on, Big Perm, we need to see some more BM from you. Dragon up the left side. Just kind of cycling troops right now.
And it's looking like the same deck from Big Perm, so he's got to be really confident in this, right? If he's bringing it 2 games in a row. Oh, now he knows he's going against Expo, one of those decks where it gets a lot of surprise value, right? So we'll see if he can kind of counter this now. He knows what he's going against.
We see the same deck coming out from Siege Light as well. The Hunter, there's a Log, there's an Ice Spirit. No, it's Expo versus the same deck from Perm. This could be trouble for Perm.
How do you counter this if you're Big Perm here?
How do you counter this? Let's see.
You got 2 Princes, right? So those are your big bodies to tank. Obviously, the Battle Ram does good damage against the Expo, but not against the Hunter, right? Because the Hunter will shred that.
Big P.E.K.K.A coming in.
What an adjustment there.
But the Hunter, let's see this Hunter in action right now. Just look at how much damage the Hunter does with his shotgun blast straight to the P.E.K.K.A's face. Takes it out. Wow. Locked onto the tower, and you see just how good the Hunter there is. But, you know,
that Mega Minion may have been the most valuable card here of the series yet. Again, just had a little bit of health left, but just that incremental damage really took out that P.E.K.K.A along with the Hunter.
Definitely. There's the Expo. That's going to be a tower down for Big Perm. The cry faces begin.
So a good thought. 5 health. Man, you gotta really lock in though. You know that you have a counter deck now, so you can't be phased by this at all.
Definitely sitting the defensive Expos. He knows.
Great poison. This is exactly what you need to do.
I don't think there's anything Big Perm can do. He's got 1 minute to try to take a tower down. And with these defensive Expos and the great guards and Hunter and Ice Golem and Ice Spirit all from Siege Light, he just knows how to stop these princes and the P.E.K.K.A pretty easily.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We got the big P.E.K.K.A push coming in. Expo set on defense all the way to the right, so no poison hits that.
good defensive Expo. I will say, just because he positioned it there, this is to keep it out of poison range from his low tower. So that is a pro play. Probably wasn't even necessary given the time on this game. But again, Siege is just one of those guys where he's played Expo and Expo and Expo. He knows what he's doing. So this is a position that you'll probably see again tonight.
Again, 30 seconds remaining. Here's a P.E.K.K.A at the bridge. This is Big Perm's last push. He's got to go up against 2 Expos, Mega, Infinite Distraction troops. There's a good games coming out from Siege Light. Hunter's gonna one-shot those Barbarians. And just like that, Siege Light is on to the semifinals.
In confident fashion too. 2-0.
2-0.
Wow.
Well played.
Siege Light came to play. I tell you what.
Will he win again? Well played to him. But guess who's next?
Who do we got next?
I think it's a guy named Backstab versus Rumham.
Oh, really? I just haven't really heard about them too much. What a match. I mean, so I'm gonna have to commentate this with a guest caster. Do we have any volunteers here in the audience?
Or your mom? Are you down there?
Who do we got
anyone
here?
else whoever can run up here the fastest?
I hear some footsteps. We may be getting somebody here. I know Undercover's in the building. So what do you think about Rumham, though? You gonna take him out?
I'm gonna run Sparky versus him. Let's see what he's got.
You know, I do have a scouting report on Rumham too. He's one of those guys that just loved Double Prince P.E.K.K.A when it first came out, right? And now that we get those buffs to the princes, I could definitely see him running this again. But again, you never know. It's a guy in the competitive scene. He knows what's meta, knows what's not. So wish you luck.
He has
man.
a lot of knowledge. It's just that his reaction time, sometimes he just can't put it together. So
a little bit of an age joke there, I think, for coming out of Backstab. Already playing the mind games. He's not even in the match yet.
True that. Let's see. We're throwing the in real life BM right now.
Well, we got to get you to your player station, man, because you got to queue up here. So let's get somebody in. We got Undercover in the building, man. He's gonna hop on the caster's desk. This is gonna be great. We got Rumham versus Backstab. I'm gonna pull up Twitch chat. What are you guys thinking here? I see a lot of familiar faces here. You guys know these two guys. They're both streamers. They're both content creators. Let's see. I know we're on Backstab's channel right now, so it may be a little bit biased. All right, here we go, guys. We got a bit of seat movement coming from Undercover, but is he joining me on the caster's desk? Yeah, he is. Of course he is. Here we go. All right, we're gonna get these guys a little bit of time here to get set up on their player stations. Obviously, we are in a beautiful esports theater. If you guys haven't heard, the MX40 Esports Theater at the beautiful Chinese Theater here in Hollywood, California. And what an iconic place for us to be. It's one of those things on Hollywood Boulevard where you can just be walking down the street and you see all these celebrities putting their fingerprints or handprints and footprints into the concrete in the lobby area of the TCL Chinese Theater. And then you have this beautiful esports arena that's built into it with our MX40 technology. So the guy who's been behind the controls of these MX40 seats is none other than Undercover, joining me at the desk here, my fellow RPL man and Omega Esports member, man. How you doing?
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, so he's gonna be locked in here for this next series. We're into it. We got Backstab and Rumham. What do you expect to see from these guys? We're in the match right now.
Backstab's gonna lose.
He says Backstab's gonna lose. Very confident in his prediction, man. Yeah, so Backstab, one of those guys, again, that is pretty versatile. So you don't know what he's going to come out, but played Expo in the qualifying process. Expo Cycle, he's known to play. Here we see a Pump coming out with Miner. You got to be thinking 3 Musk. Could also be, some other type of cycle deck, again, because he's kind of known for that. But Rumham, this is kind of his stereotypical deck. And the players here are locked in. But I'm going to give a little bit of insight into Rumham. He's got a good meta deck. We've got the Goblin Hut. We've got Minor Poison Control. And I think it's also going to be P.E.K.K.A coming out from him as well, which is one of those things where if you're a 3 Musk player, you got to be hurting.
Yeah, that's probably P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah, so, but again, a split pushing deck. So, man, that's a lot of damage. And the P.E.K.K.A comes in and gets immediately frozen. That's not what you want to do. Good thought by Rumham, but was he a little late to react, like Backstab said?
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, you're never out of this at this point because he's got Minor Poison, which is great against pumps, right? What type of decks are you playing here? I know you're a player. You don't want to give away your secrets, but
I copied one of my players' decks from Omega.
And which one is that?
It's a HUD graveyard deck.
Okay.
I honestly never really played it. I literally just brought it out today.
Definitely something that works though if it got you this far though.
Yeah. I asked for a deck that was just really easy.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where we're in a new meta and still trying to figure out what's good and what's not. So very interesting. We could see the meta developing right here quite possibly. Another packet coming out for Rumham, and this is how you want to do it, right? Because it is really something you want to play defensively and take a lot of value, but just kind of taken care of here. Yeah, so that's a very decisive first game there for Backstab, wouldn't you say? What a match. Double thumbs up coming out from Backstab. And if you're Rumham in this situation, you don't want to get phased again. These guys have been there before. Rumham's a guy who's been around the competitive scene forever. Like literally, I mean, he was one of the first guys to play Clash Royale. And also a guy that's been on the management side. He's run Super Magical Cup and obviously seen a lot of top players over the years. He's seen players in this situation. He's been there himself. He used to be a great player, still is, but he used to be like one of the top in the game. You know what I mean? So definitely, again, one of those guys that likes the double Prince P.E.K.K.A deck. So maybe I hope we get to see like Rumham in his glory here. But would you switch decks if you were him?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
When you lose like that, a 2-tower game that isn't quite close, you definitely want to bring something different to the table and kind of switch it up. But Minor Poison is, oftentimes the way to go against 3 Musk and Pump decks, right? Because you can kind of handle those really, really easily.
Yeah.
All right, man. We got Backstab putting up the request. Let's see how quickly Rumham accepts it instantaneously. We're into the game. I have to say here, my money is on Rumham for this match. I'm going to be rooting for him. He was on the casters, that's for me last event, and man, what a great guy, right? I like it. Just like we were talking about, switches up the deck, right? So he throws out the Goblin Gang, goes with Spellbait. Again, they have Rocket, seeing as how Backstab went with 3 Musk, right? But obviously Backstab switched decks as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's the variation.
Yeah, Tesla's one of those cards that just gets a ton of value.
Yeah,
like it's just sneaky strong because it's not a win condition.
Yeah.
Right? Oh man, he's pulling up a double hut deck.
He's just trolling now.
Thumbs up coming from Backstab. And wow, interesting. Okay.
Rumham doesn't have a log.
He doesn't have log. He has Valkyrie, which I know is one of his favorite cards. He thinks it's pretty underrated, but wow, is Sparky coming back just like Backstab said.
Wow.
Oh man. Ooh, late Giant coming out from Backstab. He may have been late on the reactions there. Man, Karma coming out to bite him. But Rumham has 4 Elixir now to defend this massive push on the opposite lane. And ooh, this may get ugly pretty quickly here for him. But it's okay to be able to trade towers, right? As long as you can kind of deal with it afterwards.
Yeah.
That Princess being locked on is really huge. Will it stay locked on, though, as it continues to walk forward? It looks like it will. Oh, no, it walks away! And the Sparky's still on tower. That Giant is tanking for it. It could get another one off, and there it is. Wow. That Princess was just like, nope, I'm out of here. But okay, at this point, 900 damage, you're fine if you're Rumham. It's a 1-tower game. You're down. You're good at this point, okay?
At this point, I mean, he might be able to poison cycle. There's a lot of time left.
He definitely could. 1 minute left, though. You got to keep the pressure up. So Rumham, be aggressive. You can do this, dude. Great job getting the goblins on the tower there, though. Poison does take the Sparky down a little bit. We'll see a Goblin Gang coming here as soon as that Sparky crosses the bridge. Or log coming out, okay.
The log comes out first.
Yeah, Princess does allow for poison value on the tower. Probably not what you want to do there, but again, Rumham had a great push there. If you're him, you've got to put this push together one more time. He took half of the damage off the tower. If he can do that again, he will steal this game.
Yeah.
Ooh, coming out with an aggressive Goblin Barrel just to get that damage, but a very well-timed and well-placed log will take care of that. Gotta avoid the poisons, though, for Rumham and get aggressive here. Let's see if he can pull this out. And so I'm not sure what the technical difficulties are. We still got the game going here. So we got another Goblin Barrel coming out into poison for backstab, and it looks like this is gonna be it. But
no.
Probably better if you're Rumham. We did that just to save Rumham a bit of pain there on the stream. But man, I will say he came out from this last event, placed 9th place, and he was like, man, I've been preparing for this, and he came out and qualified in top 8. But a bit of bad luck going against backstab in the first round there. Man, so what a series. We've had 2 very convincing victories from our first 2 competitors, but they're 2 of the best in the world. Siege Light and Backstab, who are just established pros. They've been around the scene. They've been training and you know, practicing at an elite level. So no surprise to see them doing well. But Backstab, dude, what a performance, man.
Thank you, Undercover, for
huge shout out to Undercover again from Omega Esports, kind of filling in on the caster's desk here last minute. But
definitely
well played, man.
I just want to say one thing. So Rumham is the best caster without a doubt, but I'm still a better player than he is. What does he got that?
I will say he showed us up a little bit on the caster's desk. He's the complete pro, maybe the best in the world at commentating.
Oh, without a doubt, best in the world. So who do we got next? Let's see.
Well, we got you know, some applause coming out in the audience too. Wow. All right, so let's take a look at the bracket, see who we got coming up next year. But, you know, another one of those things where everybody that qualified here at the top 8 is talented. You can't underestimate anybody. And Undercover, again, one of those guys that it has the versatility to switch from the caster's desk to the player station.
Oh, he's
going right in, and he's going to be playing against Golem here. So, I actually hopped in for a couple games in the qualifier, matched up against Golem, and he did beat me. So, you know, don't underestimate this guy. But again, one of those things, I was only in for a couple matches, so...
Undercover, great player. He's actually a great member of the community as well. He funds a lot of tournaments himself. You know, just does a bunch of events, takes care of a huge group of people on calls on Discord. It's just a great guy overall.
So one of the most underrated leaders in Clash Royale, in my opinion.
He really is.
Omega does a lot of great stuff for the community, a lot of flash brackets and just things to help people out. So I definitely want to give him some props there. All right, if we got these players in the clan, we got, maybe we have some Omega Esports members in the house. We got some applause for them. I love it. I love it. So I actually joined them for, you know, quite a bit and good group of people there. So, all right. So again, Omega Esports, you know, competitive clan, Undercover is very well trained, and Golem, one of these underrated guys we found here in LA that, you know, can perform well given the spotlight. And that's what we're doing here with Mobile Gaming Mondays.
Yeah, we're finding some hidden talent for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, we'll find the next great TCGS pro player here.
Very possibly. Very possibly. So, as soon as, Undercover's got the request out and an instant accept by Golem, they're ready.
All right, let's get this show on the road. Undercover versus Golem. Will he play the Golem?
I played the Golem. So I don't think he actually had Golem in his deck. So this could be one of those false flags, you know, like something people kind of put out like Siege in their name, but they don't actually
That hog slips through the Goblin.
Nice. But Tornado does bring it to the team style.
NATO activation there from Undercover. And this is what he played with versus me, exactly the same deck. I think it's a double hunt, so it has possibly another building in there.
Very possible. Not to give it away or anything.
Yeah, you know, but... Okay, here we go. We got the Ice Wizard in the back. Oh, nice. Giant. So this is a totally different deck.
Oh, interesting. He may have heard you, you know, didn't want his tips and tricks being given away there. Could have switched it up a little bit. Yeah, those minions will. Oh, what an unfortunate time to put minions down. But they do get saved. They may save a few of these skeleton hits. Yeah, they do.
Coming down from Golem, barely saving his tower. Those skeletons were already grouped up, ready to do thousands of damage. Here comes a mega. Will it jump? Yes, it does. It does jump to the tower. Well played. Here comes the Hog Rider as well. The BM from Golem.
The Hog left undefended. The Tornado does come in, though, to take care of it. But again, so now we've seen what the decks are. You know, we got a giant graveyard with a Goblin Hut, which is interesting coming out from Undercover. Maybe a new meta deck, right? So he's one of those guys, could be experimenting a little bit with his cohorts. And then Golem, you know, you got
wow.
Hog is going to be coming out. But yeah, giant skeleton.
Giant skeleton, a card that, you know, I think it's actually really underestimated. It causes a lot of pressure. A lot of people don't know how to deal with the skeleton coming in. So let's see if Golem can put it into good use here.
Interesting. And if a card could, you know, give Siege Light a loss, maybe one with a giant skeleton.
Definitely. We're watching Undercover right now. Maybe this could be Infernal Dragon as well. This is going to be a tough time for Undercover. Definitely. Giant skeleton is still kind of healthy, pushing on up.
Yeah, Inferno Dragon, one of those cards where you and I and Romney actually talking about it, just gets so much defensive value.
He's got the NATO as well. He NATOs all the troops, so they go down with the bomb as well. That bomb does over 1,000 HP, right? When it hits King's Tower as well.
A lot of damage.
Oh, nice. Mega Knights coming in there onto the cannon cards. Double Huts, though, from Undercover. He is kind of controlling this match and slowly poking his way to victory, though.
Yeah, and that's why you want to play it as a Goblin Hut player, right? If anything with structures and spawners, you want to just kind of stack these up, let them chip damage, and then have the opponent waste elixir trying to defend those troops that are spawning, and then you can really overpower them.
Those armies of Spear Goblins just racking up. You know, a card that a lot of us thought that was going to get nerfed from Clash Royale because it is one of the most powerful. And here we go. We see the first Graveyard Poison combination. Giant, this is such a good push right here for Undercover. He finally got his signature.
And Golem just has no way to defend that at this point. I mean, the minions were not in cycle and just couldn't quite take care of it there. But gonna go aggressive. I mean, this is what you need to do at this point, right?
Definitely, he has to go all in because that's just a poison and a couple of skeleton hits away from victory.
Yeah, but a defensive tornado is going to take care of all of that, and Undercover's just going to be.
Look at this bomb! Look at this bomb! Oh, it blows up everything actually. But it's not going to be enough. Here comes the Spirit Goblins as well. Poison's already ticking. Mega jumps.
Yeah. Very good performance here from our esports guy, Undercover.
There he is. He's Undercover.
I will say we kind of blew his cover too, bringing him up on the caster stats on camera here as a player, but definitely very well played, and just kind of using the graveyard to cycle to the poison there. It's not a BM, so very well played by Undercover there.
There you go, GG's. Well played to Undercover.
All right, so Undercover does go up 1-0. This is a best of 3 series. So Golem again, you know, now that he kind of knows what Undercover does, being a structure type of guy, what do you do to counter Goblin Hut?
I run 3 Musketeers. I love 3 Musketeers against Goblin Hut because you can just pretty much just pump up, save. If you save your pumps and then just put 3 Musketeers in the back, you just have so many options. You can push on both lanes. You can push against the Hut, and I just think it's really good.
Very interesting.
Good deck against the Hut decks.
Something we haven't seen. We've talked about Flying Machine. Could also be something. Maybe it's like some type of combination of 3 Musk and Flying Machine. Again, at this stage, if you know where your opponent's playing, you can kind of craft these things together.
Yeah, definitely, a Flying Machine. One of those cards that just has so much range that could just reach and shoot the tower across. But you know, if that's the case, if your opponent has Flying Machine, just put your Huts back further behind.
Yeah.
And you just hide your Huts, and you know, that's what you need a poison as well.
Yeah.
So you need poison and Flying Machine.
So we'll see what Golem's gonna bring out. Not quite happy here with the crying face though.
Yeah, he loves his BMs as well.
No surprise from Undercover coming out with a Goblin Hut straight away.
I think Undercover's gonna play the same deck. Oh, there it is. Yeah, same
interesting
deck.
placement on the graveyard.
Oh, it's racking up. Look, it's all the way in the corner. And he takes out the pump. It's a 5 for 6 elixir exchange. And the skeleton still lives. That's really smart from.
But I will say, Golem must have been listening because here he comes out with the 3 Musketeers.
Oh, yes. He sure did. Look, 3 Musketeers right off the back. Let's see if he can actually perform with them. They are one of the toughest troops to work around. So here we go. We got the Battleram on the left side, Musketeer as well. Little bats. Nice on the Undercover. Oh, the Battleram connects.
That Musketeer may be out of range too, so that's going to get quite a bit of damage. Oh, it is in range. We'll get a couple hits off though.
Look at that left side, just lower and lower. Let's see what Golem does here. Okay, we got the Goblin Gang coming up, but there's a nice slot coming up from Undercover. Takes that care of that Goblin Gang, allows the Spirit Goblins to do more damage onto that top right side tower as well. Okay, Dark Prince charging in.
Zappy's coming out from Undercover. Another one of those underrated cards that can just shut down troops if the zaps are not synchronized, right? If there are different timings, can really just interrupt the troops' movements.
Yeah, and pro player Oxalate, you know, CCPS North American champion from Spring, he actually said Zappies are one of the best cards if he split them, and that's exactly what Undercover did. So well played to him. Right, there's the pump.
Great time from Golem to pump. Again, just kind of drawing out the poison, but he's got to defend these skeletons
beautiful
here.
These bats just take out the skeletons so quickly. So that pump should still be able to live quite a lot of HP, but it actually did take a lot of damage. But here we go. Double elixir time has begun. Battleram is coming in for Golem. Zappies are in the back from Undercover. And look at that. He's got protection from both sides of those Sparkies since they move so slow.
like the Three Musketeer, this is going to get poisoned out, though, and a log coming out just to make sure they don't get any damage.
Yeah, great control from undercover. He's going to push his right side. Oh, Mega Minion Horde coming out. I just made a new card, by the way. Maybe Supercell will bring out the Mega Minion Horde. What a battle we're witnessing right here. Look at undercover just stacking his chips on the right side. He's got 4 zappies. There's the graveyard.
There's a big push coming in also with these Spear Goblins stacking up.
That is a huge push coming in. There's some poison on top of the bats. The skeletons are going to rack up, most likely. That tower's so close. Mini Horde comes out for the zap, but undercover just such good control right now with those zappies, with the goblin huts.
Yeah, just couldn't quite break through, and it really came down to those pumps, right? Just getting taken out handily by the graveyard.
Yeah, definitely.
That log of poison will finish it off. Undercover, another convincing performance by an esports player. We'll see him in the semifinals.
Wow, even Golem bringing out the Three Musketeers, just not able to get a good push off. I felt like he had it in the early game, but you know, just those goblin huts just stacking up and undercover adapting with those zappies. Really well played.
Yeah, I do agree with your deck choice there. Even though he did lose, if you have the advantage and you know what your opponent's going with, you want to put them in this position where their win condition or a key card is going to be used on one of 2 things, right? So you either poison the pump or you poison the Three Musk, right? So I never felt like Golem was able to get something together to really punish and take advantage of that, right? Because he was always able to use Graveyard to take care of that pump.
I agree completely. And I think he should have stuck with Golem. Golem would have been pretty good in this matchup with the Flying Machine deck.
Well, who knows? I mean, this is a local guy. We may see him again in 2 weeks. So, you know, also, I gave out a little bit of a teaser on Twitter, but we got some big news here coming out for our next event. So stay tuned for sure.
I'm actually really excited to hear it.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? You know it.
I know what it is. I think I do know what it is. Oh, man, I'm pretty excited about that as well.
Yeah.
That's great.
Pretty big. So let's take a look at our bracket. We got our last match getting set up here. We have 3 of our 4 semifinalists. Our 4th one will be the winner of this next series. And we got Gabriel going up against Pure Zune. 2 of these guys who are local favorites, right? We've seen both of them. We've seen both of them play well. What are your thoughts on Gabriel and Pure Zune?
Okay, so Gabriel and Pure Zune actually have something in common.
Oh.
That is that they're both runner-ups. They both finished seconds.
Interesting. Okay.
In the first week and in the second event, both of them actually finished second. So here we go. We got the second players going at it right now.
Yeah.
Only one will lose the title of the best second player right now.
The battle of the seconds about to go down here. So what do you expect to see? Again, we talked about it before. Pure Zune is one of those Golem guys, and he's going to play Golem until you can beat him. And only Sheech did that in the first week. And Gabriel, what are your thoughts on him?
Well, Gabriel is, you know, also a really, really good player. I think he played like a double Prince deck against me.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see what else he's got. Because last, 2 weeks ago, he's been playing pretty much anything. So
yeah, definitely versatile. Played P.E.K.K.A. For some of the matches as well. So we'll have to see. And again, you know, going against a guy that you know is playing Golem, you know, you probably ought to expect P.E.K.K.A. coming out from Gabriel there.
But Pure Zune as well. He's like, hey, I'm going to practice some new decks. People know that he made the mistake of underestimating Siege Light. Siege Light ran 3 counters to Golem.
Yeah.
And just took him out in the finals. That's why he was second place.
Yeah, so
he's running.
We see him on stage. Gabriel is ready. Pure Zune is ready there on top, and we got our first request out from Gabriel.
All right, here we go.
For the title of best second place player.
Best second place
so
player.
Far.
Maybe one will be the winner tonight, and actually get that first place. We should actually have a crown for second place as well.
Yeah, could be. Oh, jumps right over the Royal Ghost. Again, one of those things where you can't count on it as a defensive distraction because it's invisible.
Gabriel with the Ice Spirit. Oh, nice. Okay. So I pretty much know what this deck is from Gabriel. Won't reveal it yet, but it's an old school deck. Let's just say that. It's been around forever. And
well,
there
this
it is.
Pretty familiar. I will say,
there it is.
If anybody's played Clash Royale in the last 6 months here, you've probably seen a deck like this.
Oh, Pure Zune, he is.
Typically does well against Golem if you've got Inferno Dragon in your pocket.
And Pure Zune, what do you think? Look at that. He's got a Golem.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
So hope to see an Inferno Tower. Here it comes. So this could be a good matchup here for Gabriel. Love this poison, though. If there's any sort of tower reset, this could be in bad shape. Yep, so there it comes in.
He got the reset. The Golem is still pretty healthy. Night Witch is coming in. The Golem's going to tank for the tower for quite a while. Night Witch is coming in full HP still. And those bats are locked on. That is a lot of damage onto Gabriel's tower.
Yeah, so Pure Zoon, he's played Golem. He knows how to get through an Inferno Tower if it's just undefended like that. So good value poison coming out and a zap to reset it.
And if you saw, he played that perfectly. He actually took damage from the Goblin barrel on the top left. He's like, I'm going to take damage, but you know what? I'm going to take your whole tower. Here we go.
Anytime you go against one of these beat-down decks, right? And Pure Zoon is the prototypical beat-down player. You have to know that you've got to be able to split push effectively, right? So when you see that Golem come out, force them to spend Elixir on the opposite lane so that they can't put together this big push. And again, just like you're talking about, sacrificing tower damage, using it as a resource in an early game so that you can use your Elixir on offense and just take that tower. It's exactly what you do.
Here he goes again. He's got a Goblin Hunt defending this tower. And as well pushing with the Golem in the back. And it's double Elixir, so this is looking really bad for Gabriel.
Gabriel is going for the split push, which I do like. A bit slow to get that Elixir out there, but this could be good for him here.
Oh,
again,
the
Zap's not going to do it.
Now he doesn't have Zap for the goal. This could be really good for Gabriel. Gabriel could be coming back here.
But the Zap was used on the opposite lane, not going to be able to reset this tower. It's exactly how you want to play it. Hopefully he keeps this up.
Beautiful play for Gabriel. Nice control with the Princess all the way in the back as well. And just like that, I think Gabriel's going to be able to bring it back here.
Yeah, so expecting Rocket, again, being an old school deck, so he's not worried about taking that tower right now, but again, so now it's a one-tower match. Man, this is where Golem really shines.
But he's forced to Rocket here. That is 6 Elixir while the Golem push is coming in, and the Goblin Hunt, Mega Minion. Wow, and he has Zap now.
That Inferno Tower is really out in the open.
Beautiful Zap as well. Does reset it, but is it enough? Not enough to get through the Inferno Tower, but look at all these troops coming in.
So many troops coming out here.
That is going to be Tower or Pure Zoon. Time after time, he sticks to what he knows, and he gets the dub. He gets the victory.
See, that's the value of being a player that really specializes in a deck, right? It's because you go against all these matchups and you know how to play it, right? So he's really played Golem for the last however long, but definitely long enough to see that old school Goblin spellbait deck, right? So really put on a clinic there, exactly how you want to play it.
And we kind of seen this from time after time, that there's some players that just stick to one deck, and they just play that deck over and over again, and they just become the best, and they just know how to counter counters.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like Pure Zoon right now. Unless you're like at the level that Pure Zoon is, you're not going to be able to beat him with like a counter, because he just knows what to do at every single moment.
Well, that's just something that you play really well, right?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So what do you think? Because we hear that talked about a lot, right? And Rumham was talking about that, at the last Mobile Gaming Monday. You, as one of the really versatile players, would you rather be super hyper-focused, right, on one deck archetype or maybe two, or be versatile and kind of have a general grasp on every deck?
For me, it's kind of like I want to practice 5 decks and just be really good with those 5 decks. But there's people that just stick with 2 decks. We've seen B-Red in the past. He runs this Minor Poison, and when that's banned against him, he runs maybe like a Lovelin. So maybe that's the way to go, because it works for him. He was a North American Bowl champion, first place, right? Wait,
yeah.
No, that was
really good player,
place,
though. Absolutely.
Second place, right?
Yeah.
And just really, really good player with that Minor Poison.
Yeah. Also, Balloon Cycle, I've seen him play really, really well at some points too. But again, so if you're Gabriel, do you stick with a counter deck even though you lost with it, or what do? You know he's going to go with Golem.
I think he's going to have to go with the counter. He's going to have to adapt.
Maybe he can go with like a double hut, P.E.K.K.A, Inferno Tower.
Even if you stack up a bunch of counters against Golem, it's the supporting troops that are the problem here. Not necessarily the Golem. The Golem just, gets in the way. But it's all these supporting troops like the Night Witch, the Mega, and when played perfectly, those troops just somehow just find a way to get to the tower and deal damage slowly.
Yeah.
But let's see here. What does Gabriel do? Okay, Pure Zoon, Goblin Hut.
Going with the Goblin Hut.
Got the Dark Prince on the left side.
So Dark Prince, one of those cards that hasn't really been meta, but until recently. Oh, try to Tornado and get the splash damage on the tower. It does.
Wow, what
an aggressive first move there by Gabriel. Wow.
442 HP on the very first push. He's come out on fire. He's like, nope, I am going to get my second place yet again.
I don't know if you could have asked for a better start there from Gabriel. Even if it's hyper aggressive and maybe a little over the top, just to kind of get Pure Zoon out of his element, right? I really like that move.
But we've seen this time after time where Pure Zoon falls down or falls behind in the very start of the match, but he just comes back because he just knows how to take damage and deal just a huge blow. And look at that poison value on top of the Electro at the top of
Mini
everything.
P.E.K.K.A there, and probably a Tornado also coming out. Yep, and there it is. Hopefully getting that Baby Dragon splash damage onto the Night Witch, though, or else that's going to do some damage onto the tower.
Fireball misses Night Witch. Oh, no.
Night Witch, man.
That is deadly. That is a lot of damage. Night Witch, when it's locked on, does about 200 damage on the tower. And, wow, see what I mean? You think you're down, you think he's down, but he just comes right back up.
Yeah, and going into double elixir time, oh man, these beatdown decks are just so good.
Definitely, there we go. We got another Goblin Knight. He's playing this one safe. He's in control. Gabriel, what are you going to do?
Yeah, so this is a position where Gabriel really needs to switch into the other ways you can use a deck, because you don't really want to get into a 2-tower game with a graveyard as your win condition, because the King Tower is also shooting. You have to really distract 2 towers at once. So, but if you can effectively use this deck as more kind of splash yard, right, and use that Tornado aggressively to get damage on the other tower, maybe you can win that way. But we'll have to see how he approaches this match here.
And I think Gabriel should be running Poison instead of Fireball. I think that's a better card in terms of this meta. But here we go. We got the Tornado. Pushing the Fireball hits everything. That's actually really good.
Kind of a sneaky good Tornado, though, because you don't want to get that Fireball onto the tower. And when you're this late in the game, you need as much damage as you can get.
Oh, no. There's 2 golems going up for Kirzu.
Oh, wow.
This is looking really bad. Even though he has the Mini P.E.K.K.A, the Baby Dragon Tornado just...
I don't know if there's a way to defend this. Tornado's going to help delay it, but you don't have any splash damage. Fireball comes in as desperation, but that's going to be a tower there by PureZoom again.
Yes, he needed to use that Fireball on the left to even take out the top left side tower, and has to use it on defense. This is just how good PureZoom is. He knows how to take damage and just survive barely, but then he does, and
he takes
the
it.
Tower. Yeah,
2-0 again. We've had really dominating performances by our 4 guys here that we'll see in the semifinals. We got an esports lineup for our semifinals. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, let's see who we got.
So we got, we'll pull up the bracket, but our semifinalists, man, you already know who they are. We got Siege Light up against some kid named Backstab. And then we got Undercover from Omega Esports and PureZoom. These are 4 really talented players.
Definitely. Let's see if the underdog can take out the first champion of Mobile Gaming Mondays.
Oh, you're calling yourself an underdog here. Wow.
Oh, I think I am, actually. He actually beat me in the group stage.
All right. I mean, again, so we got 2 really versatile players there in that first matchup, right? Obviously, you're one of the most versatile guys in the world, in my opinion. And Siege Light, again, the first event, we saw him play 8 games, 7 different decks. So
very versatile player as well.
I'm so excited to see the mind games, though, because you've always been talking about, like, oh, is he going to switch? Is he going to counter Expo? Or then Siege changes. So I'm really looking forward to this.
All right.
And then Undercover and PureZoom to finish off the semis.
Should I head down there and get this match started?
Yeah, before we do that, actually, we're going to have a bit of a raffle giveaway. So I don't know if you guys in the stream know this, but the first half of this event was actually a festival. So we had booths set up all throughout the lobby, had a bunch of fun activities. We had a scavenger hunt where we had like 15 different things that people needed to complete. What were some of those scavenger hunt activities? Do you have any of those?
One where they had to find out what my real name was.
Oh, your real name. Oh, no.
And they had to say hi to the stream. That was pretty interesting.
It was a lot of fun. And then we also had, some other things set up, game-related activities. So you had to, log over 10 elixir worth of troops. But anyway, so
that was pretty fun.
All of that, you get raffle tickets for completing any of those activities. And then we're able to actually give away some pretty cool prizes. So let's throw it down to the stage here with Brian, and we'll see what prizes we're giving out first, Gene.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. You guys ready to win some prizes? Oh, come on. Wake up. You guys ready to win some prizes? All right, fantastic. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and do a raffle for this tripod. Raise your hand if you put a ticket in for this tripod. All right, best of luck. You did not. Oh, that's too late. All right, red ticket. Last numbers are 1, 2, 0. 1, 2, 0. Come on down. Round of applause for our winner. There you go. Once again, a round of applause for our winner. There we go. All right, next are these socks. The socks are cute. You are correct. Fantastic. And it is a blue ticket. Last 3 digits are 1, 138. 138. You gonna model those socks for us afterwards? You gonna walk around? Oh, there you go. You get the ticket. Have a good day. There you go. All right, round of applause for our winner. Last but not least is this universal clip lens. You can put this on your cell phone. You can zoom in, micro lens. And the winner is red ticket. Last 3 digits, 473. 473. Come on down. Round of applause for our winner. There you go. All right, folks. Now, don't forget, we have 3 more prizes coming up, 3 bigger prizes. But first, I want to go ahead and introduce to you some of our advertisers and our sponsors. Please take a look at the screen above me.
Come on, do these seats really get you into the movie?
Oh yeah, you can't get this at home.
I am so jealous of you guys right now. I wish I could be there, but enjoy Mobile Gaming Mondays. I'm CWA, aka Ash, aka Tim. I'm supposed to be making a welcome message, but I'm really just jealous that you guys are there and I'm not. It's going to be an awesome Clash Royale festival. I wish you guys luck. Have a few drinks for me and enjoy yourselves, guys. Enjoy Mobile Gaming Mondays. Take care, guys.
I have to say, one of my favorite people about Clash Royale.
He's awesome. I mean, he's always helping the community, doing as much as he can.
Can I man crush a little bit? Can I do that on stream? Clash with Us, I have to say, one of the best guys in the scene, all right? And you may notice in this corner, let's see where we are here. That logo's been there for all of the events up to date. Really stepped up to help the community here. Has been one of our sponsors from the very beginning. So huge shout out to Clash with Ash. Maybe we can get, plug his channel a little bit. Maybe get a mod here to post his link in his stream. So what do you think about our first matchup here with Siege Light and Backstab?
I mean, Siege Light's probably going to win sweep. I mean,
oh snap!
I don't think Backstab has anything against him.
I tell you what, all these guys really played confidently, and you included, with 2-0 victories. So we've got no pushovers here in our semifinal round, but 2 really versatile guys. So we'll see what they bring here. All right, so this is a semifinal match. Each of these guys are walking away with $100, which is going to be pretty sweet. But we got the winner of this is also going to get $200. So, guaranteed our second place finisher. But the winner of the whole bracket here is walking away with $500. Dude.
Wow.
$500. Not bad for a little trip in LA.
What am I doing here?
You got to get in the zone. I know you're out here scouting the competition with us up at the caster's desk, but cool to see. So we're ready as soon as they are. I know that these guys are pros, so they want to really jump into the action. We see how quickly these guys request, but Caesar's request is out, so we're going to hop right into game 1 here.
I don't think Backstab's ready.
Oh, he may not be ready. Wait, he wasn't ready. There we go. Into game 1. BM already coming out from Siege. We're into the first game of the semifinal match. Probably, okay, so this is one of these matches I've been really looking forward to because you talk about like the mind games, right? Like, What do you tell your Omega guys about mind games?
I say mute them.
Mute button is the best button in this game when you're going against Siege Light, for sure. Okay, very interesting, right? So very possibly not an Expo deck by Siege, which is a big decision in this matchup because he's probably expecting it, right?
Yeah. Aggressive graveyard.
Wow. Backstab with the BM coming right back in his face here. But definitely a good defense here by Siege Light. Usually you don't want to defend Graveyard with P.E.K.K.A, but somehow he made it work. I guess the zap helped, but We'll see what Backstab can pull out here. So Graveyard against P.E.K.K.A. Maybe minor poison from Siege. Oh, wow. Sneaky balloon coming out. Oh my god. What? Okay, what in the world are these guys doing, right? First of all, these are our two like professional esports players, and they're having a little BN battle. But really interesting decision by Siege coming out with these kind of wacky decks, but they can win, right? Like that element surprise matters in matches like this. So
both defending very well.
Yeah. You're taking notes on this, right? You're kind of remembering all these cards.
I'm downloading this right now. I want that 500.
You can do it, man. I was just hyping you up on screen here. But...
I have like 10 decks.
Yeah, so that P.E.K.K.A. Very interesting move here. I'm not sure you really want to do that against a spawner deck, and when you know he has Graveyard, because you're going to get stuck with Summon Elixir.
Get a lot of value from this.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if that's going to do anything.
Yeah, minor interesting decision though to put that onto the Goblin Hut there. Yeah, that P.E.K.K.A. just really couldn't get anything going, so would want to see him make an adjustment and kind of move away from that at this point. Aggressive balloon at the bridge there. I like the decision to go aggressive on that opposite tower, but doesn't really make anything of it.
Yeah, he has a lot of balloon defense in his deck.
Yeah. Backstab's having none of it. He's just going right in there with an aggressive Graveyard and a poison for good measure. Do you think they'll BN anymore? I just don't know if there's going to be BN after this game. Pretty good performance coming from Backstab. Siege trying to get a little cheeky there, though. We'll see.
He's clapping for himself.
I see you guys in stream too, rooting him on. Pretty cool to see him playing well. But you know, we are in a best-of-3 series though here in the semifinals. So I mean, it is a huge decision for you to play some kind of wild deck like you know, P.E.K.K.A. balloon. You know.
Yeah.
But he thought he could pull it off. I don't know.
Hey, I mean, you never know. I mean, one good deck could win you the game. So
quite possibly, and we've seen in Mobile Gaming Mondays in the past that, you know, anybody can win on a given day, right? So, but man, you're going against pros like this. You got to really bring your A game. And so, do you think Siege is going to go back to his expo here?
After you said that, probably not.
I mean, you don't need me to tell you that Siege may play Siege, but I agree with you. I think he'd probably go away with it. Go away from it here. Just because he's probably thinking that Backstab's thinking, again, with the mind games that, you know, you got to expect it. So
if anything, Backstab's ready for it.
Yeah, so we're into the match. We'll see what they're bringing here. So we got Spellbait coming out by Siege Light, which is interesting, right? Backstab playing that prototypical Expo cycle deck. So again, one of those things where Backstab played Siege in the qualifying matches with Expo against Expo, and he lost. So really bold decision for Backstab, trying to out Expo the Expo Master here. But Siege again may have Rocket in the pocket here. So Backstab hasn't played his Expo yet. So this could be quite a counter deck here from Siege. We'll see how this plays out, though.
I mean, they both play well. This could be a tie game.
Yeah, we could very well have a tie series. Yeah, man, this could get pretty rough for Backstab, though. I think he knows it. We're kind of cracking the knuckles, trying to see how he can sneak this one out, though. Which is interesting, right? Because there's been very little damage, but guys on these players' levels really kind of know how some things will play out, and this could get pretty ugly. But Backstab, again, one of those guys that's really versatile, and when you're against a counter deck like this, you can't just write it off, because you can find a way to win any match. So Backstab, being a really flexible player, can definitely pull this out. Well-timed log on that end, but against Siege, that's the second time in a row that Siege has queued up both a Goblin Barrel and a Goblin Gang to that log. So this is how players lose with good matchups, right? Is by making little mistakes like that over and over.
Oh, you missed the princess.
Ooh, that's a big miss.
There's two princesses.
getting aggressive with the Expo. We'll see.
You know what? He doesn't have a rocket.
He may have Tornado.
He might have Tornado, so...
Or there it is.
There
Okay, all right. He was waiting for more value.
You wanted the Tesla to come out, so...
Maybe that was a little bit of BM, too. Yeah, so definitely...
Looks like a tie game so far.
I will say this is also not an easy match because one of the things that this Expo Cycle deck can do is really out-cycle the Rockets.
Yeah, he has the 1 Elixir Skeleton, so he might be able to out-cycle.
Yeah. So we'll see. Backstab, if he can kind of pick up the momentum and really cycle these Expos hard, he can definitely pull this out. Yeah, so Siege is like 2 cards away from Rocket right now, right?
Yeah.
So he's cycling. And then finally comes out, but then, you know, Backstab is just, what is he, like...
But with his Tesla, he's able to kind of get the value.
Yeah, Tesla gets a lot of value, and only an 8 Elixir cycle till you're back to your next Expo, so we could be seeing a lot of quick cycling here, guys. And it comes out. Yep. So players, you know, here we are, right? We're already into overtime. You have to make a decision at a certain point. Do you want to play for a draw? Or do you want to get chip damage and really, you know, get incremental stuff? And the way that you do that is just like Siege is doing with aggressive princesses at the bridge, and then maybe you log, and like he's doing there.
He's trying to get chip damage the whole way.
Just to kind of, you know, get a little bit of damage every time. You can take a few Expo hits, but you got to make sure you don't get out-cycled, because that can get ugly really quickly.
You have to spend 4 Elixir right there for Golden Barrel.
Yeah. So good exchanges getting that cycle back in your favor, right? So this is just on the brink at this point. Just, you know, still one of those things where players aren't quite, you know, playing really good defense, I guess I should say, right? Because even though this can get ugly really quickly, if like one Expo connects, at the same time, you know, these guys are playing really, really well. This is, I mean, exactly what you want to do in such a tight situation.
Siege Light is, you know, keeping pressure on the right side, which is causing Backstab to put his Tesla on the right side. So he can't really protect his Expo with that same Tesla.
Absolutely. Aggressive Princess, this may get a couple shots here, but
you know,
Backstab's got to be careful.
Rocket cycle, but he would have to really defend that.
He can risk 1 rocket, right?
1 rocket, yeah.
But you don't want
to get more
you don't want to let Backstab get that Expo out.
I'm calling it a tie game.
It very well could be. Fireball coming out. It looks like we're headed towards a tie, unless Siege can really get...
is that Expo too far back? It looks like it, I'm not sure.
It's in the middle, maybe just to kind of also get the Princess on the opposite lane, but...
yeah.
Ooh, giving a bit of value. Siege doesn't place the rocket in the right spot, though, to get those archers also, though. We're definitely heading for a tie at this point, but again, it just takes 1 Expo connection. It may be right here. Siege got a little bit aggressive with the Oh, it is out of position. Backstab. Oh,
that's what it looked like. I mean, I wasn't sure.
That could have been it, but we're going to head into a tiebreaker here, so...
So the next tiebreaker, the lowest tower would win, right?
Yeah, so we're doing this just by RPL rules. I have to say, though, what great defense by both of these guys. Yeah. They really... I mean, this is like coming down to one exchange, like Expo versus Rocket, and they really drew that out, no pun intended. But so we're going to do RPL rules, right? So just like in our online tournament, what you do in the event of a tie like this is you play a game again, and then if it just so happens that that second game is a tie, then the win would go to the person that gets their opponent to the lowest single tower health damage. So if you have the lowest single tower health damage, you take the loss in that second game. Yep. So we're gonna have these players redo the match. They can change the deck. They're not required to change the deck, but that's kind of RPL's policies. And again, you know, with a tournament organization like RPL behind you, you know, we've thought through all these rules and stuff. So we got all this sorted out. So. Do you switch decks if you're these players here?
You know, I mean, it's a mind game. I might, depending on the player I'm playing against. Backstab, I mean, he's probably going to pick the wrong choice.
I will say. So we're into the next game, so we'll see. But definitely a lot of heated conversation coming out. You're just gearing up for that final against one of these guys, aren't you? I tell you what, there is this one deck that we saw week 1 that Siege is like known for. that he invented, quote unquote, although other players also claim that they invented it, but I know that he's known for it. I hope we get to see that at some point. It's not this one, unfortunately.
Oh. There's an early elixir. I mean, it's a new meta
that was
today, so you never know.
Yeah, that was a really interesting zap, though. That was a little bit of a pro play there to get the miner to connect to the pump. Yeah, so probably a 3 must coming out from Siege, right? At this point, you got to be expecting that. You see cards like Bandit and Pump and Ice Golem, and you kind of got to figure. But you know, Backstab also has a deck that very well could be 3 must, right? If he had Poison, I would think that he'd use it at this point. So that last card could very well be 3 must. Do you think there could be anything else there as that last card?
You know, I mean, if they're playing 3 must, they might actually put all 3 musketeers on the same side.
Yeah, so this is one of those games where neither player likely has a heavy spell. Exactly. Yeah. So we're going to see 3 must being played same lane where you typically don't do that. But that could, yeah, that's a lot of damage coming down one lane there if you get all 3
Might
must.
just be who can get the most elixir collectors out right now.
Yeah, absolutely. This is about miner defense, and unfortunately Siege does not have a miner, so advantage maybe Backstab as far as the deck matchups go, but he is ahead on elixir pretty significantly here. And man, we're hitting double elixir. There's going to be a lot of troops coming down. I hope you guys are ready here. 3 must go in same lane. He's going to take a little bit of damage. Hopefully this doesn't get too ugly, though. That's a lot of damage coming out. Wow. And that was that elixir advantage that Siege had, right? That all kind of consummated into that one push. So we're a little bit more even now. I like the miner placement. Zap didn't quite get rid of them, though. And equalized again. Wow. So we'll see advantage probably.
I would say that's BM right there.
Well, you know, again, also a really good match, so we'll see. But Backstab's getting aggressive here, which is exactly what he needs to do. Gets the miner onto the pump, try to draw this out as much as possible. Again, you know, it looks like Siege is about to win, right? The tower's down to 344, but he's only got Zap as direct tower damage. So Backstab, a good defensive player, can draw this out. Yeah, love it that he just kind of took that damage on the other side. Don't worry about that health there.
Always when you're
but
aggressive.
Man, that's a big push coming out. What is he gonna do? Tanks with a miner, but it gets evaporated. Wow. What a defense there by Backstab. And now suddenly Backstab has the elixir advantage. He's got 3 troops coming down here. Oh man, did he just pull this out? Oh my goodness. Ooh.
That's game. That's game.
Wow.
Wow.
What a turnaround by Backstab. Never panicked once, right? Like he saw that he was down by, you know, damage. But man, when you don't have a heavy spell, stuff like that doesn't matter. It just takes one push. But you're already gearing up. You got to get down to the stage, man. You got to play next year. So.
$500, let's go.
All right, so I say that I think he's going to play that Devil Hunt deck or something. So we'll see what he comes out with. But what a good matchup there. We got Backstab coming back to the caster's desk here. What did you think, man?
Oh man,
you're just confident right now. You're just gunning.
What a crazy series that was. Well played by Siege Light, man. That second match, 6 minutes. Went all the way down to the wire. That pretty much, I think he had me. I was down by like 8 elixir right there, and I was like, oh no.
Were you panicking at all when you saw your tower at like 344?
Yeah, I was. I was like, I had to barely save this. And, you know, I knew he had no direct damage to the miner. That was a huge mistake by him, running that deck with no miner.
Yeah.
You just can't really finish off towers like that. So if he had like miner, he would have won.
Yeah, huge deck advantage. And again, you know, one of those things where if you don't have a heavy spell, you can't finish the game off. It is just going to come down to one of those pushes where you get 1,000 damage. Like that's just the way stuff like that goes. So, man, what a performance! You could be the favorite here, man. Look at you coming from underdog to favorite. Wow.
Yeah, here we go.
You must have a good coach there, I guess, with You know, you had full frontage. You had who's your coach now in Cranit?
My coach is, I'm actually coaching myself now.
Oh, you are? Okay, all right. That's good.
We have Coach Barron as well. Barron Von Bushy, really nice guy. Coach
Cool.
Aaron as well.
Awesome.
All
Yeah.
from Kerncy Sports.
Heard good
Really
stuff about those
mature,
guys, for
really
sure.
nice guys.
Yeah.
And Matt as well. Sometimes he coaches us as well. So
You know, I help out here and there a little bit. I'm in the Discord server, so
nice.
good stuff. So we got our next match coming up. Let's show the bracket though. We got to see that Backstab name in the finals.
Oh, in the finals.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
Crazy.
The 2016 North American champion of 18 plus is back, baby.
Wait. Say that one more time.
The 2016 North American champion of the world. North American champion of the
North
world.
American champion of
That
the
was the
world
only
for
event.
16 plus.
we're 18 plus. actually.
For 8? Oh, sorry. Awesome. So we got
Little
a
fun
good
fact
series coming
for
up
you guys.
next. We got 2 esports guys as well. Undercover and Pure Zune. They're getting ready for this next match here. Let's hop right in, guys.
Do it.
And we're in. So again, not going to be a surprise what Pure Zune is playing. Going to be coming out with Golem, and we can say that confidently without even seeing the cards because he just doesn't go away from it. So and Undercover, a guy that is known also for structures, right? Decks with structures. This could be, you know, another one of those things where one player has a pretty decisive deck advantage.
Definitely, but he's going up against one of the best players here.
Yeah.
For sure, he got second place this time. He's trying to get into the second place seed yet again.
They're chilling. They're
They are
chilling
just
here,
waiting.
looking over at each other.
They're probably both playing beatdown decks.
You know, if you're waiting at this stage, you better be playing beatdown or else you're making a bad decision, especially when you know the other player's playing beatdown. So,
Oh, finally we get a play. Ice Golem in the back. We got a Golem from Pure Zune.
yeah, usually we talked about this last time Pure Zune played, that you don't usually want to go with Golem in the first 2 minutes, right? You want to wait till Level Elixir, but we've seen him win just playing beatdown. So
Here we go. We see Undercover with Nav Pekka to counter the Golem.
So this is going to be a bridge battle here. We'll see what troops end up getting the advantage. Flying Machine is one of those that is good, but does get handled by the Fireball. That Pekka just kind of tore through the Golem and the Hunter too. Ooh.
He's got Hunter, he's got Pekka,
Wow.
he's got a huge counter.
It's like he knew he was going to play Golem.
Yeah. Pure Zune, you might have to switch off after this game. Because I feel like Undercover came ready.
Yeah. Again, one of those esports guys, like you know that he knows what he's doing type of thing, you know?
Wow, the Hunter just takes out the Royal Ghost.
Wow. I don't know that I've really seen kind of a Hunter target onto a Royal Ghost like that, what's on the other side. Interesting to see that exchange. And again, you know, cards that come into the meta and really become the new meta, you get to see kind of these new interactions and stuff. But obviously 2 cards that are really strong right now.
Definitely, there we go. We see the Golem in the back yet again from Pure Zune. But Expo, Pekka? What is this from Undercover? Is this like a next level counter?
Wow. Huh.
I feel like you should have put that Expo on the left side. This could be pretty bad for Undercover. Here comes a huge Golem push through. Enough Flying Machine's going to take out the Expo there in the center. Oh, that's Fireball value. There's the Fireball. Hits the Flying Machine. Hits the Night Witch. Well played
Beautiful
from
Fireball.
Undercover. And here comes out the Hunter. It's got massive amounts of tank killers there. Well played from Undercover.
Yeah, so
Finally, we see
definitely
Expo.
like the defensive poison there, or sorry, the offensive poison by Pure Zune, just to kind of take care of that counter push. You don't have to worry about it, and got a little bit of damage on the Expo too.
I feel like this Expo should have been placed on the opposite end from Undercover here. He does feed into the Golem lane, but I'm not sure that's what he's going for. Now, the
Yeah,
Expo's gonna
and we've seen that now with a few pushes. Undercover really is playing into this single lane, which is the way that a Golem player wants matches to go.
no.
Ooh, the Fireball does miss the Flying Machine. This could be damage here. Down to very little elixir. Flying Machine is going to take care of the Hunter. Still going to have to deal with the Flying Machine. It's out of range from the tower, though.
It's just so tricky sometimes to do with the Flying Machine. It just
Yeah.
has such a far radius sometimes.
And see, this is a tough spot because you know that you're playing into a single lane Golem, and you're down on elixir. Man, if he defends here, he could have an advantage, but gotta make something happen here.
Yeah, Pure Zune's building up another push. He's got so much elixir. Here comes the Flying Machine to snipe out the Expo. No, nice Pekka there to distract from Meanwhile, but where's the Fireball from Undercover? Is it not? Yes, he gets the Flying Machine, he gets the Night Witch. Well
It
played.
is, wow, it gets both.
What an Expo deck. Expo Pekka. Something I haven't seen in a long time. Here we go. We
At
got
some
another
point,
Expo.
Undercover's got to switch gears here and punish in that opposite lane if he's going to win this match. Unless he's going to go out for a draw, but in that case, you know he's going to come out with the Golem deck anyway. You got to beat him one way or the other. So
Definitely. Okay, here we go. We're seeing this time after time. This might actually be a draw yet again because both players have managed to do almost no damage. But that's a very nice Poison Valley from Pearson. Flips everything. Here we go. The P.E.K.K.A's actually still pretty healthy. Can he get off the Expo?
Fireball did hit the flying machine there, but not really anything else, right? So at some point, again, want to switch gears or get spell value. PureZoon's been getting nice poisons, right? Which is why the tower health is lower there. But we'll see. We'll see if he can kind of pull this out here.
Oh no. Golem's just relentless. So much pressure.
Oh, it's just so many counters here. Oh, that Night Witch took care of the Hunter. So could have put a good push together, but had to invest actually 5 elixir into the Spear Goblin Hut there, but
Iron Ball yet again. That clips the rogue. Does it really good for undercover. Plus, oh no. Oh, nice. Hunter comes out the last seconds to take out the rogue ghost, but he's kind of low. Even though Spirit Goblin's just doing work, actually taking him out completely there. Spirit Goblin Hut's just so strong. And yet again, 50 seconds again. Pearson finally pushed through this.
Yeah, a bit unlucky that the Night Witch did get in front of the Golem there, so it doesn't really do damage, but
oh no, the Golem's gonna pop. That is a lot of damage. Look at that Golem popping, and then the Golem mites as well.
He is taking a bit of damage, but there's only 30 seconds left, so he did kind of get rid of that massive push. So he is going to survive this and continue to play for a draw here.
I feel like Pearson should have put that Night Witch close to the river. He's got to go right now. 20 seconds. He's got to finish his tower. Can he do it?
Yeah, the Golem just moves so slow. Like, I don't know if it's even going to touch the tower at this point.
You see undercover. Kind of playing this defensive. He's like, I got to defend this Golem with 10 more seconds. Does. He manages to pull the tide.
Did play for a draw there. You know, good exchanges on both sides for sure. But now that you know, again, PureZoon is a Golem guy. So undercover, maybe he kind of just wanted to get a rep in, you know, come out with a counter deck and just get one game under your belt. And then now he's going to switch it into gear and really play aggressive.
You know what I feel like undercover did? He went on Discord and he was like, hey guys, give me a counter to Pearson's deck. And the first thing that popped up was this Expo P.E.K.K.A deck, but he probably never played it before. Because in that case, like if you're running a P.E.K.K.A bow, you want to go opposite lane of the Golem with the P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah,
and he didn't do that once.
Definitely a good deck choice though. But again, you know, you get one of those games under your belt, and now you kind of get a sense for how things work, and you can start to adapt in the series here. So. Yeah, so we're just going to have players continue on. Undercover's got his request out. Let's see if he's kind of bringing that same thing here for the second game.
Let's see if he's listening to me. So maybe he adapts his play style just by listening. Or let's see if he brings out his completely other decks that he's got as well. But yeah. PureZoon, same deck, round 1, same deck, round 2.
Yeah.
Will he
no surprise. Wow. I mean, until he loses, you know, why change? So.
Exactly. Okay, here we go. The BM coming out from Undercover. You know, I feel like a lot of people like BM here.
You know, you kind of get the feel of that, huh?
It's like, you know, you BM, but you're friends. Like, Siege Light's my good friend.
Yeah.
I BM him. He BMs me. It's kind of like funny banter. And PureZoon, yet again, I kind of want to see something else from him. So I'm hoping.
Aggressive Giant coming in the opposite lane. Now, this is how you punish a beatdown deck that plays Golem in the first couple minutes here. It is definitely a good poison coming in the opposite lane, but he's still got to deal with the Giant. It's just going to continue to do damage.
I'm not sure about this. I think PureZoon is going to punish here. Nice poison, though, from Undercover. Takes out the Spear Goblin Hut.
Yeah, that Golem will get to tower with a supporting Mega Minion.
Oh,
ooh, does tornado it, though.
There you see the Mega. So, Undercover actually played that perfectly. He gets more damage on the tower. He activates his King's Tower.
Yeah, he did take a lot of damage from that Mega Minion. And when you're playing with a deck like this, you don't want to take the game into a 2-tower match. You really do want to keep it a 1-tower match and win in the first 2 minutes of the game. Especially when your win condition is graveyard, right? But definitely very well played, a good exchange. And when you're ahead in an early game like this, you want to keep the pressure up, right? So hopefully we see that here.
Definitely. Okay, so what happens if they draw again? It's like whoever has the lowest single tower or overall.
Yeah, so we saw this in an earlier game, right? So this is the second match of the first game of the series, right?
One, right?
Yeah. So in the event of a tie, which again, as aggressive as this match has been, it probably won't go to a tie. But yeah, we do the single tower health damage.
Roger that. Here we go. Can't undercover defend here against this Golem. He's gonna have Nado ready. Beautiful Nado, but is it enough? Pushing everything back. Cannicar gets right to the defend.
Lucky position there from the flying machine. It connects onto the tower and does a lot of damage.
Still saves the tower. Pyrzyn might have to start working on the left side, but he does have to poison the right side. And a Mega coming up for the Cannicar.
Yeah, that is going to give you poison value there and take the tower.
Now we have it. Oh, Giant Graver is actually great when one tower is down. Because the Giant comes in, he tanks, he causes a lot of pressure. There's a poison. Oh, wow. Undercover's playing this absolutely phenomenal right now. He gets a ton of damage onto that right side tower. He's going to be able to stop this Night Witch as well with the Goblin Hunt. Really well played from Undercover.
Interesting placement there from the Goblin Hut, though. You know, want to see him play that, you know, aggressively or something to keep the pressure up.
I think he's trying to save his left side tower, but, you know, in the end, I think middle Goblin Hut's probably better. And here we go, another Giant Graver coming in here. Poison on defense for Pyrzyn almost stops completely that Graveyard by itself. It's a great counter, that poison against Graveyard. And here we go, we got the huge push on the right side from Pyrzyn. Golem coming in with the Royal Ghost. Flying Machine backing up as well.
I have to say that Cannicar's doing a lot of damage, you know, maybe a good semi-counter to the Golem as well.
Definitely. Alright, so whoever has the lowest single tower will win this one. But here we go, Can Undercover actually taking here. Giant getting in the center. Still a little poke damage. Pyrzyn may be brewing up a huge push here. Look at the
And here
Night
he
Witch.
goes, moving for the 3 crown here, the final push. Yeah, do like the position. Again, you saw Undercover making the adjustment here, putting the Goblin Hut on the opposite lane to distract the Golem under low tower and continue to put Spirit Goblins down that lane. So this is exactly what you want to do from this perspective here.
Well played. Undercover, all he has to do is kind of hold off as well. He's already leading almost by 1,000. He's just poking away. Nice poison.
Great poison value.
Got 1 minute and 30 seconds to survive.
And this is spell cycle range, but again, you probably need to worry about defending that Golem there.
And you see Pyrzyn going really aggressive because he knows he needs to get the damage. And against this deck from Undercover, it's just going to be really hot. Look, there's 2 huts set up for Undercover there. Double huts. And finally, we see the Graveyard coming in. Cannicar might lock on here. Cannicar's going to lock on. That's going to be it. And wow, Undercover.
And he did it.
Great control. Takes the match against Pyrzyn.
One of those decks that, again, you know, Giant isn't as expensive as Golem, so he's able to put together these really kind of cheaper, big pushes, right? Because of that. And you saw him dropping that Giant in the pocket, connecting the towers onto the Giant, and then Graveyard just did some damage there.
You know, a great counter to that Golem deck is having both a Poison Spell and Ice Wizard plus Tornado, because you can always, you know, stop the Golem, push him back, and also all the bad sides of Tornado as well. And you can use a Poison offensively against the Goblin Hut. So that's just an overall really good counter to the Golem deck.
Yeah, maybe a little counterintuitive, right? Because Ice Wizard isn't really known as a defensive like damage dealer or anything, right? But because it slows it down and you do the Tornado to pull it back, it just the length of time that it takes for a Golem to get to your tower is just like magnified extremely so.
Definitely, but yeah, we're 1 up for Undercover. Can he take it here?
So again, you know, Pyrzyn's going to come back again with the Golem. You have to know it, and we'll see him play it out here in the second game.
Number 1 seed from Group B, up against the number 4 seed, I believe, from Group A.
Quite possibly, but we're into the match, so we'll see these players play it out live here.
Get it.
Yeah, so just waiting again. So Undercover, you know that he's using something a little bit from a beatdown archetype, right? Because he's kind of delaying.
So who does this benefit more? We saw this last time, and you know it benefited Undercover more.
Yeah.
So maybe Pyrzyn, maybe you have to react here. But who knows?
We've seen time and time again that Pyrzyn has played Golems in the first couple minutes. So definitely, you know, hope that he does wait a little bit here. But
maybe he's outmatched again. You know, last time, you know, Pyrzyn was here, he got outmatched by someone who just knew how to counter Golem like Siege Light.
Yeah.
But now, Undercover, can he be at the Siege Light level where he knows exactly how to stop Pyrzyn? I think so, because he's already taken 1 game off of him.
Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly.
But yeah, this is... Finally, we see a play from Undercover. There's the Mega. The crowd goes wild. Just flapping their little mechanical wings.
So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So, and you see, wow, PureZoom may be going with a different deck here.
PureZoom with a different deck? Wow, he's actually pushing in here. Oh, beautiful NATO.
Yeah, very good defense there from Undercover.
But he has to stop now. PureZoom, can he stop this Giant? Maybe a NATO from him too?
Right? Yeah.
There it is.
When you see players kind of wait and wait and wait, it's like, you know, they know what they're doing. They've got something in their hand there that they can deal with.
You're like, getting DC? No, of course, it's a NATO. But Undercover sticking with his guns. He's sticking with the same deck as well that he went with.
All right. I said that PureZoom win away from Golem. He probably still has it here.
Oh man, I think he's playing. Yeah, he's playing a different variation of Golem.
See, he was just waiting till double elixir time, and he had a pump down. That's the way you want to play it.
Very aggressive Graveyard from Undercover, though. Oh, the Giant's gonna probably take this tower.
Man, a lot of damage coming in.
The Golem, though, this could be a huge counter push for PureZoom. Undercover is setting up his defense nicely with the Ice Wizard Goblin Heads, though. Here it comes, nice cannon card as well. Oh, beautiful NATO from both. Wait. Double NATO's coming in.
Double NATO's, but it's a side that has damage dealers.
Look at these double Princess!
That gets ahead there. He's going to take this tower in response, and Undercover still needs to deal with his push.
Insane. Double NATO's coming in, but that benefit is PureZoom so much more.
Poison's going to slow it down, but none of these really died of Poison. He's got to do something.
And wow. PureZoom
defensive Giant, but man,
from
what a counter push by PureZoom.
It's a huge push. I thought Undercover had a significantly well-positioned defense.
Yeah, he did.
Ice Wizard double Goblin Heads. But out of nowhere, the Tornado comes in, sucks up all the troops. Baby Dragon's like, nope.
See, it looked great. You know, he had Ice Wizard over here, had some other damage here, but then whoosh, they all get taken together, and the splash damage from PureZoom's side just
what a crazy animation for sure. And also, you saw the Dark Prince as well coming in and gets the damage on everything as well. So
wow. So again, you know, one of those things where Undercover was ahead, but you play into exactly how PureZoom wants to do it, which is make it a one-lane game. And, you know, these decks just tend to win, right? But they're hopping into the final match. They can't wait to get this started. So game number 4, but, you know, deciding game number 3 here with PureZoom and Undercover. Let's get right into it.
All right. Let's see if the Golem can be stopped here.
All right, so very standard setup here from Undercover, the way that we've seen him play up to this point, right? He did wait in the last match, but, you know, Goblin Hut seems to be his go-to card, feels very comfortable just dropping it down right there. And just like PureZoom likes to do, playing Golem in the early game, he comes right back with that too.
All right, is he still playing the same variation, though? He showed us, like, a couple of Golem decks already. But Zappy's coming out really good against Nix. Oh, we got a Graveyard push on the left side.
So 3 different decks here from Undercover. What a versatile player. Tornado's going to be good, but it's pulling some of them closer to the tower.
That is a lot of damage there for Undercover, and he's stopping that Golem on the right side really, really well.
Wow. Just any of these troops that slow down the Goblin's movement as it goes down the lane. Ice Wizard did that in one of his matches. Zappies, when they're staggered, did that just here. Again, when you can't back up that Golem with supporting troops, it just...
Oh, the Prince! Ooh. That is a lot of damage from those Prince swings. And look at that. Undercover so far ahead. But, you know, you've seen PureZoom fall behind early, but just brings it back in the end. So let's see if he can do it again.
Again, PureZoom, he just wants to survive here the first couple minutes, right? Because he knows he's going to win when you hit double elixir. So, and he gets a pump down now, which is good news for him. Graveyard from Undercover, though, could take care of it if he goes aggressive with that here. We saw that in one of the last
look at
games,
this
right?
Top placement of the Graveyard. Very interesting play there. Definitely from Undercover. Does get that pump quite low. But, you know, he doesn't get damage with that. And his Graveyard is his main source of damage. So I guess that's an overall win for PureZoom there. Okay, Dark Prince coming in. Ooh, pull him to 50 seconds remaining. It's pretty intense right now.
Zappy's coming down the lane from undercover just again to kind of stagger the placement there. I do like that move a lot.
But staggering against a Golem deck, it's not the answer. Especially when they have double princes like that.
Ooh, but the aggressive Tornado just takes care of all of that again, and Undercover's in a very similar situation where he's got to deal with a lot of these troops coming down the lane.
Double prince. Oh, but the Zappies are there to defend. The kryptonite maybe of these princes is those double Zappies, those triple Zappies.
Zappy's OP.
Yep, and especially when they're split like that. Oxley, you're here watching. Here we go, Golem. Oh, this could be the push right here. He's wasting too much elixir on the right lane. That Golem
is not what you want to defend with.
Undercover's going all in.
Here. Wow.
And just like that, Undercover punishes and makes his way to the finals, taking out lane teammates.
What a well-timed victory, right? You see, a really risky Golem at the bridge coming out from Tirzun, and Undercover is just like, man, let's just go opposite lane, super aggressive, and just took the win.
He went all in. He's like, here we go, zap, poison.
Yeah, so we just finished up the semifinals. Let's go take a look at our bracket real quickly so we can take a look at that.
Okay, let's see who we got. Wow.
We got a kid named Backstab up on top. What do you know, huh?
Man, this guy's pretty much shocked the crowd, I believe.
Yeah. He came into this event as an underdog, but, he's gone undefeated and knocked off two well-known guys here with the Rumham and Siege Light.
Yeah. So knocks out Rumham. And yes, you can use the restroom Undercover. Okay.
So, we are actually, before we go into this final match, we have even more prizes here to give away. So with that, I'm going to toss it down to the stage with Brian again, and we're going to give away some sweet prizes here.
All right, thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. You guys ready to win some more prizes? Nah, that's not. Let's try that again. You ready to win more prizes? Yeah. There we go. All right, first and foremost is this wizard statue. Who's ready to win the wizard statue? All right, if you do me a favor, wake up and pick a ticket out of there. What does it say? All right, it's a blue ticket. And it is 157. Blue ticket 157. Oh, look at that. Round of applause. There you go. Nope, keep it. All right, next is this archer statue. All right, it's a red ticket. Number 477. Yeah, round of applause. Oh, it's definitely not the right one. All right, round of applause for our winner. All right, next is this P.E.K.K.A. Yeah, you guys ready? All right. Raffle ticket red. 110. 110. Round of applause. There you go. Thank you. All right. And last but not least is the Prince. All right. This is the final raffle ticket. You guys ready? Drum roll, please. All right, it's a red ticket. 059. 059. Come on down and get your prize. There you go. All right, thank you very much, folks. Thanks for playing our raffle. Hope you guys had a good time. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it back up. Thank you very much, you guys.
Come on, do these seats really get you into the movie?
Oh yeah. You can't get this at home.
All right, we're back into the action, getting ready for the finals of Mobile Gaming Monday, week number 3. But guys, you're taking my casters away from me. We got Backstab and Undercover both on the final round here. So I'm gonna just do this. Let's go, guys. I got Twitch chat pulled up here so you guys can give me some backup. I see a lot of people wanting to call Backstab, though. You probably don't want to do that right now, but nice try, guys. But so let's take a look at our bracket, and maybe we can recap the way that we got here. All right, so obviously a really dominating performance from Backstab, knocking off 2 of our favorites here with the Rumham in the first round and Siege Light in the second. And Undercover also with very good performances as well, knocking off Golem in the first, but then knocking off the Golem player in the second round with PureZune. But yeah, so he definitely performed well. And you know what? We got a guest here up on the casters that's going to weigh it with me for the finals here. Let's bring it back here, man. Introduce yourself to the stream.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Fields. Sir Fields. I just changed my name last week.
Yeah.
Right.
So you've been here before. You've actually been one of the top 8 players.
Yeah,
right?
I was top 8 just 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately I lost. But, you know, you always learn from it.
So what do you think coming out to an event like this? Man?
Well, it's always good to meet new people, and everybody seems to rally for these, to play Clash, right?
Yeah.
And it's always nice to play. So,
yeah.
thank you.
What do you think about that? I mean, you've been to like Clash Nights and stuff in the past, right? Or
yeah, actually, just before there was a lot more Clash Nights.
Yeah.
And Backstab would come to them, and we would play, and the meta was different back then, and Pekka was a lot better back then, right? Right, but right.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Good to see you out here, and obviously we're putting this event on for our guys in LA, man. So Fields is a guy that I'm sure he'll be back at one of these events as well.
Oh, definitely, I'll be back. I'm coming here. To the next one.
Yeah.
And trying to get my A game.
Yeah, man, you brought it 2 weeks ago too. But you know, you've been hearing some rumors about things that are cooking for this next event, right? I mean,
well, what rumors exactly?
Well, just things that are kind of on the horizon for this event series. It's been really fun. Did you make it out to the first event or just the second?
I didn't come to the first event. I only came to the recent one that just happened.
So we've had a lot of fun here throwing this event series on, but we've had 50 people or so, and then but we're going to do things a bit bigger. So I think we'll be able to pull some stops out and get a ton of people, and maybe even get this event in there.
The prize pool increased this week, right?
It did. It definitely did. But we'll see. You guys will have to stay tuned for what's to come here. But we got our final match. We got Backstab and Undercover. They're going to take a minute here to just kind of wipe off their hands and get the sweat out of the way, because this is a
well, I'm
match,
really excited to see what a Backstab and Undercover is. Undercover, right?
Yeah.
And Undercover have in store for us.
Do you play either of those guys in the qualifier?
I have played Undercover, not today, but a couple months back, and he was rocking Golem.
Yeah.
Golem, Night Witch, and I was rocking Pekka, and he beat me, but it was a close game because I did beat him once. And he beat me twice. So yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah. So in a best of 5 series, we're going to see a lot of adjustments here. But we have 2 of the most versatile players in this tournament, actually, that we've seen. So Backstab, one of these guys that can just pick up anything and play at a high level instantly. And then Undercover, we've seen him play a bunch of different things and brought out 3 different decks.
Well, what do you notice that Backstab plays a lot?
What is that?
Yeah, what do you notice that Backstab?
Yeah, so he plays a lot of Expo. We saw him play the Expo Cycle deck. That's one of his favorites. But he's also a guy that adapts really well, right? And that's kind of how we've seen him do well up to this point, is kind of understanding what their opponents do and bring a good deck.
Yeah, Backstab's really good at reading.
Yeah,
he reads me a couple times, and I think I did when it happens. But
I tell you what, these esports guys, man, they know that game inside of the game that players do sometimes.
and so. You know what? That's the other thing about Clash. You really it's 1v1, so you have to really know your opponent. Those 8 cards that they have. Yeah. And
you think we'll see any BN from these guys?
Oh man, I don't know, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah. So we're getting these guys strapped in. We got our players heading down to the player stations here, and best of 5 series, man. So winner's gonna get $500, man.
500?
500.
What about second place?
Second place is gonna get 200.
Oh, that's still good. Everyone's leaving the winner today.
Yeah, they're both really happy at this point. But yeah, so as soon as these guys are ready, do we have them down on the stage? Let's take a look. Audience, what do you guys think? Are we ready to get started here? I see you guys, yeah. All right, so the players at this point are just kind of getting ready. We got the request out from Backstab. Let's hop right into it, guys.
Nice, I can't wait.
Shaking off the nerves. Oh, we got a little bit of a, maybe deck construction going on from Undercover's perspective here. Getting some help from his Omega Esports comrades, and could be coming out with a bit of a specialty deck here.
So I heard Undercover is head of Omega Esports?
Yeah, he is, yeah. So one of the good esports clans. They've done a lot of good stuff for the community, but they've really done well because they have players that really work well together. You know what I mean? Like they're good friends or buddies and stuff. And
anybody else well known in Omega?
So I was in there for a little bit actually. So,
oh, you were?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Just kind of recently kind of hanging out with some of the players and practicing and stuff. But we had one of our other staff members, Rebecca's in Undercover. She's in Omega Esports and helping us out along with Undercover and some other guys. So shout out to Rebecca.
Oh, look at the chat. Yeah, a little bit of trash talking.
Some smack here.
That definitely gets to you whenever you're up there, especially. You have everybody looking at you. You get some trash talk.
You get some nerves, right?
It definitely gets to you. Just 2 weeks ago when I was up there myself, I was shaking and the game started.
Oh, we got someone just busting up here. We're not even gonna indulge them. So these guys know what happens, but sometimes when you let a couple people in the clan here, things happen. But let's see here. Yep, that's just gonna. Yeah. All right. No problem there. But we can go back to the game here. But what's going to happen in a situation like this? Undercover already knows what he's doing, right? Like he put the specialty deck together, and Backstab. It is a bit of a disadvantage because you do reveal what deck you're playing, but with him, it's like he's so versatile that I don't know if it's really going to be a disadvantage. So
yeah, so I did notice Backstab was rocking Sparky, so we might be able to see Sparky.
Very well.
Expo, or he really loves Bandit, so we might see Bandit.
It's strong though. It's strong.
He definitely likes baiting out Rocket or Poison or anything like that with Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Or exactly with Sparky and Expo.
So again, just when you have so much in your toolkit, right? Like you can bring anything out. So definitely with Undercover though, he's one of these guys that plays structured decks, right? We've seen Goblin Hut coming out repeatedly, so got to expect that Backstab's going to bring something with Flying Machine or some way to counter that, maybe Poison. So we're just getting this sorted out here in the clan chat, but we have let's see here. Oh, you know what happened here? We have Undercover whose battery died on his phone, and so he's using another account to accept that request. So that's what we saw there. So we'll just kind of get them back into the clan, and then we'll be able to get this going.
Definitely
again.
One of the main problems when you come here tonight. Everyone's phone's always dying.
Got you.
My phone died.
we have charging stations all throughout the venue. He should know this as a staff member. He's got no excuse for his phone dying at this point, but maybe he didn't expect to play this long.
Right.
Yeah, so we're getting them back. We're just gonna invite them right back to the clan here. All right, we got them back.
Hopefully the game starts. I can't wait. The anticipation is just building.
All right, they're getting this sorted out on the stage between the two of them, but we'll see what's going on here. We got the match going. Yeah. All right, we're gonna give them a minute just to kind of reset with their decks and stuff. But so yeah, this is your second Mobile Gaming Monday.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on kind of the vibe and stuff? Being a competition.
There's a lot of pro players, and definitely you have to take that into account. Prince Lucky was here, and I played against him 3 times in a row, and he beat me out 3 times. Like
he's a good player.
Yeah,
man.
he is. I was in top 12, and then he took me out of it. So
yeah, so when a player like Prince Lucky comes into this and doesn't qualify for the top 8, it shows you, but that's what happens when you double the prize pool like this, which is cool to see. But
Prince Lucky was going against other pro players too.
As
well. Not too sure.
Very stacked, when we broke Siege Light and Backstab, and man, that's slim pickings there for them, right? No easy.
You were playing the tournament as well, right?
I played a couple games. I did play a couple games, but we needed somebody to commentate, so I was our delegated commentator up here.
Okay.
But all right, we got our guys back in our clan. We got Backstab's request up. we're going to have Undercover, who is actually Undercover on another account, who is going to be accepting this match here. So, all right, we'll go back to the game here. We're getting all this sorted out. Huge shout out to our online admin team here at RPL. We got Swood, we have Chisen, we've got just a whole host of guys that have just been putting in a ton of work behind the scenes that you just don't see, right? But when things go well, it means that the online admin team did a great job, and they've done it phenomenally up with all 3 events here. So we're hopping into the game. Let's get right into the action, guys. So we got Undercover, who is Undercover up on the top of the screen under a different username, and then we have Backstab at the bottom here. So kind of what we were talking about, right? With Undercover using a hut deck, and then Backstab countering that,
Seems like both of them have Goblin Hut and Poison.
Yep, so Backstab tends to like to do that, right? He plays X-Bow against Siege. He wants to use what they're using, but just kind of beat them on talent or outplay them or something. So really interesting strategy there.
Golem and Goblin Hut do really complement each other. The Goblins just go behind the
they just stack up, right? You get one Spear Goblin after the other, and then, man, you got yourself a push. You didn't have to spin too much.
It looks like Smiley Prissy, Undercover, has a flying machine to counter the Goblin Hut.
Yeah, so probably a deck matchup here for Undercover, but that tornado,
the tornado
is going to activate the King Tower, man. That's huge.
And it's always helpful having the King's Tower, just shooting at your enemies.
Absolutely, man. It's not bad when you double your tower damage there, get 2 towers shooting at it.
And there's the Ice Wizard. Oh, the Ice Wizard is really, underrated.
Sneaky good.
Really sneaky, because he does slow you down, and you know what? It does get to you sometimes.
And we saw that actually in the last series where Undercover used Ice Wizard and Tornado to really slow down a Goblin,
and it
right?
did, and it
and
was
so
working.
Here we go. Flip the switch here. We got Backstab who's got that. Yeah, like the placement here on the Goblin Hut a lot. That's going to pull the Golem and stack up Spear Goblins inside of this lane.
And there's Poison out.
Yeah, Poison is good, but then that opens up Flying Machine coming out, which we're seeing now for Undercover and maybe some other troops. He does decide to go with a Goblin Hut, though, which is interesting.
Seems like both players are fighting both Steel Tooth cards.
Yep.
And there's one coming out right now, the Night Witch. Night Witch is really good with Golem and
Absolutely. Just one of those things you stick behind the Golem, does a ton of damage, right? The bats keep spawning out. 100%.
There you go. He baited out Poison, and then he let the Golem come out. That's always what you want to do, because the Night Witch, you can put the Night Witch behind the Golem and the Mega Minion. And you don't have to worry about the Poison.
Yeah, so just see how slow that Golem is coming down the lane, right? And the Tornado just for good measure to bring everything together. But man, this is going to be really tough. Good. Slim pickings for Undercover here to try to get that Golem to tower.
All those Goblins piling up. Does that came out? Oh, and that was his last card. Backstab still hiding one more. Any guesses on the last card?
For Backstab, I would say Graveyard.
Graveyard, there you go. Yeah, it was Graveyard.
Yeah. Which is good. I mean, so Backstab, he knows he can go opposite lane here also, but he just wants to kind of just finish this off. And man, that's some damage.
And he puts the Poison on top of the Graveyard, which is a really good counter.
Yeah. I have to say, really good performance here from Backstab, playing down the same lane against the Golem deck and still coming out with a pretty decisive win here. 1,000 damage difference, and this is going to do it.
300, and it looks there it is.
Very good performance here from Backstab.
Really good. The Poison, if you keep on putting Poison on the tower, eventually you'll get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of those things where, Backstab had quite a few win conditions that he could go with. Again, just kind of putting in the, Goblin Hut down that lane and try to get chip damage. A lot of poison value, like you were talking about, right? Getting the Goblin Hut and Night Witch, or using that in combination with Graveyard, which was really great. So. And
that's where, if you notice that there's a lot of chip damage decks, you don't really see very high-powered, like P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah.
Because P.E.K.K.A.'s really not touching the tower.
Right. So obviously really confident here in our deck choices with both of these guys because they're jumping right into the match immediately. Would you switch decks here if you're Undercover?
Well, I would, just because like I get a little more understanding of the deck that he's running. So I would want to have more counters to it. So something that could counter Golem. Me personally, I would use Sparky to counter Golem. I love Sparky against Golem.
We do see a deck change and a bit of an oops coming up from Backstab. Probably would have wanted to get the Mega Minion on that Fireball too, but he's all right here. He can still, you know.
Yeah, it's still the beginning of the match. They're still testing each other. They don't know which cards they have. Oh, Expo.
Oh man, this could get rough. Expo versus Lava Hound.
Lightning, you don't see that. You didn't see Lightning really too much today.
Yeah, except in like old school Lava Hound decks, right? Which is what it seems like, you know, Undercover's running here. But man, he's gonna have to really pull something out here to win against a huge counter deck with that.
Tesla's really countering the Lava Hound.
Yeah.
And the Mega.
Tesla just completely takes care of all of that. This is gonna be all right. So everything's on the table. You know what people are running, right? So we got Undercover with an Expo, with a pretty bad counter to Expo. He's got a ground version of Lava Hound. He's gonna have to pull something out.
Yeah. Now Balloon and Lava Hound, Lava, really great combo.
Yeah.
I believe it was #1 in StatsRoyale.com for a bit, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. There was a whole Lava Hound meta, right?
Where there was for a long
time.
When I first got into Clash, that was my first. Those were my first 2 cards for like 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will say, though, this variation that Undercover's running is a ground variant, right? So you have a defensive building with Tombstone, but then you also have a ground troop with Goblin Gang. So it can, like, if there's any Lava Hound deck that can defend this and win against Expo, it's this variation of it. So we'll see if he can pull it out. But I have to also say, the first person that I saw use this variation was actually Backstab, and he won, or he played really well at the the NorCal event in 2016, I think it was. But man, just something where Backstab's got a huge deck advantage.
I'm not really too familiar with early stages of Clash, but I do hear a lot about Backstab and how in the beginning, how he would like just take tournaments.
Yeah. So really talented player for obvious reasons, and looks like another push again. Tesla just getting so much value. A bit of an oops coming out from Undercover there, but man, there's just not too much you can do at this point.
Seems like Backstab's gonna be
convincing
now that
win
makes that
by
2
Backstab.
for Backstab, right?
What's that?
That makes it 2 for Backstab.
Yes, it does. But we're at a best of 5, so we're gonna keep playing this out. But very convincing performance so far by Backstab. I will say that one is pretty heavily dependent on the deck matchup, though. It's really difficult to win with Lava Hound and Lava Loon.
I'm interested to see what Undercover is gonna do for the next match.
Yeah. So the mind games, right?
Yeah,
there's very few people that are better than Backstab at that. He always talks about it as a commentator.
We've seen 2 different decks. Do you think they're going to stay with the same one? Do you think they're going to switch off?
Wow. So if I'm Undercover, I don't know that I can stay with the same deck, right? Just the risk that Backstab keeps with the same one, right?
Yeah, I'm really indecisive myself when it comes to decks. I'm always switching. So
yeah. But again, we just have such versatile guys. I wouldn't be surprised, you know. But Backstab has a quick battle request up, so he's ready to go. We'll see. This could very well be an elimination match, though.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely
a $500 match here for Backstab.
Well, let's see how Backstab does.
So definitely, you know, at this point, Undercover's thinking about things, right? And he maybe, you know, have some guys in his ears or something, or checking on Discord, like, guys, what should I play? What, you know, I need something that can get me a win here. And he's got a lot that he can pull from, right? So what he's doing, he's really kind of, you know, checking this out. He knows what Backstab can play. He's seen that Expo Cycle deck a couple times from him, so that's definitely on the table. But you know, definitely a deck change from Undercover. 100%. He wouldn't be thinking at this point if he wasn't, right? So, unless he's really good at mind games, but
the mind games definitely get to you.
You know, the more mobile gaming Mondays that you come to, the more you can kind of experience that. You know, get on that live stage and start playing and getting the esports environment and stuff. It's
and
a lot
most
of fun,
these players have experience on the stage, so
yeah,
they're used to this type of pressure.
They're definitely used to it. They've Backstab's one of these guys that's been there before. But so we're into this match. We've got a 2-0 series here with Backstab up, and he's coming out with a different deck. Wow.
Elixir Pump is really good. It baits out Poison, Rocket.
I had to say, I love this move by Undercover using Expo deck. just again, just like and then just outplaying him. So really confidently
and
by
Undercover is
Undercover.
using the Hunter, the new card that recently came out, and the Hunter is making a good comeback.
Yeah, what do you think about the Hunter? It's a good
The Hunter
card.
is
Huh?
really good. That
Yeah.
shotgun, that wide range. Wow.
Yeah, so something that can do really well against Three Musk, which is probably what Backstab's using, and you see him crying in real life. He doesn't need the emote, just cry in real life when you're on camera. But he knows he's in for a rough choice here because Fireball
The Bandit
and
recently
Hunter.
got nerfed, didn't she?
Which one?
The Bandit?
It got a little bit of a buff actually.
Oh, a
but-
buff?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Because I
But
kind of
man,
miss the Bandit.
that Hunter just evaporates it.
And the Expo came out.
And Backstab kind of knows what he's in for. But hey,
Yep.
he was on the opposite end of this one game ago when he had a great deck matchup.
Yeah.
But that's what we're seeing here.
Oh, the Bandit did good damage on the Expo. Almost taking care of it, but not.
It definitely did. For 3 Elixir, I think it's one of the most valuable cards in the
Yeah,
game.
3 Elixir. Oh, you could just cycle through it. It's, like, it's really good for cycle deck. You can put a lot of cards.
Fireball coming out.
And both of them are still hiding 2 cards. Interested to see which one are they.
So
oh, you did say
Backstab's-
3 Musketeers.
Yeah, so
one of them
Backstab is
could be
definitely
there.
playing 3 Musk.
Yes.
But he's got, some tough work ahead of him here.
And the
If he's
3
going to pull this
Musketeers
out.
get really, they're so strong.
Yeah.
And they're so good for split pushing.
Yeah, very good defensive expo
Yeah.
here from Undercover.
He splits the minions.
Wow, and the P.E.K.K.A.
The P.E.K.K.A takes care of the. Yeah.
This could be really rough for Backstab, though, I have to say. We may be seeing a 3 crown with Expo if he can get aggressive. But there are just some games where, there's not much you can do, right? It's just like a deck matchup and something hard counter or something else.
Sometimes you just can't. You just get countered.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
you just get countered. There's nothing you can do to it.
But you know what? That's why we have best of 5 series. And what a way for Undercover to respond, right? What a good scouting report. Whoever he was talking to when he was picking that deck, man, they delivered. And Undercover were that really smart decision to go with this deck. So
Nice. Now it's a game.
yeah,
Hopefully,
so this is the first loss that Backstab has had for this bracket.
for the entire tournament.
Yes, he's got
Okay.
2-0 swept the first round, 2-0 swept the semifinals, and now he's in the finals and he took a loss. So
Looks like
man,
Undercover is finally getting to backstab.
yeah. So I wonder how Backstab can handle a loss though. We'll see if he can rebound.
Well, backstab has a lot of variations, so he could simply just switch a deck.
Yeah, he definitely can. And now that he knows that someone may play Fireball,
Yeah,
definitely
you don't
imagine.
definitely want to bait something like that. If bait Fireball, bait Poison.
Yeah. So again, we have a lot of salt in our clan chat here coming out. Backstab himself saying choke incoming.
Really?
He called that loss, I have to say. But we'll
Wow.
see. Maybe you can turn this around and seal the deal here. But Undercover, again, one of these guys that you just can't underestimate, right? Because esports players, if you're in an esports clan and they know this game, right? Like anybody can win on any given day. So this is not an easy match
But
for
that's
sure.
how you get to your opponents. You have to do a little trash talking. You have to put the emojis. You have to put the crying face.
And there's mind games, man. There's definitely mind games. So yeah, so we got it. So this is
Hopefully
exactly
the
what we
matchup is
saw last time, right? Is that Undercover's really putting thought into his deck choices, which is really smart of him to do that, right? Because if you have the time to be able to do that, you're going to be so much better off for it. And we saw it exactly in that last game where he had a great deck advantage. So whatever he was doing from a scouting perspective, or if he was getting second thoughts, from other people, that could have been really, really good for him. But so here, we're down to a 2-1 series. Winner go home for Undercover. Do you think he can pull it out?
Undercover?
Yeah.
Definitely. He's very unpredictable. So I'm very interested to see what he has. You definitely want to consider what you want your cards doing when you put them down on the field as well.
Yeah. So he's somebody that definitely knows what he's doing. And we see our Shelby YouTuber here in chat too. Shout out to our Spanish caster. But we're into it, guys. We are into game 4 here in the finals
He
of the
definitely
third
knows
week
what
of
he
Mobile
wants
Gaming
his
Monday.
cards to do. So we're seeing 2 cards that are 1 elixir, so We might see a cycle deck.
Yeah, so you called it, man. So I would say we're going back to maybe Expo cycle from Backstab, and there it is. Yeah. But Undercover, again, with his deck choice, he knew that that was on the table, and he came out with a P.E.K.K.A, but wanted to get a little aggressive with it, you know, because P.E.K.K.A isn't necessarily a hard counter when you can do so much damage to it.
The P.E.K.K.A does swing a little too slow, so you do have to consider the P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah. Backstab's liking it, though. Just like he was talking about, when you play a deck over and over and over, you get to know all the kind of counters to it and stuff like that. So Backstab's played a lot of games with Expo where he's going against P.E.K.K.A, so this is not a shoe-in at all for Undercover here.
And the cycling does a good job slowing down the P.E.K.K.A.
Yeah, you can definitely out-cycle P.E.K.K.A as well, right?
You can, definitely.
And Expo coming out from Undercover as well. This is the deck that we saw earlier today, where he was playing against PureZune, but...
and he's using it defensively.
Ooh, it is out of range, though. That's going to be a lot of damage, and he still hasn't dealt with it. What is he going to do here? Oh, my goodness.
Looks like Backstab doing a good job. Undercover did take care of it, though. And he got two swings, yep.
So coming and right back, again, that quick cycle deck from Backstab here, that's going to be able to rack up a lot of damage. And when you have Expo versus Expo, it's that cycle that can oftentimes get you to win.
And the P.E.K.K.A is high elixir, so you do have to consider
very
the 7
high,
elixir.
that's right.
So is Expo, but the cycling doesn't make up for it.
Yeah, but if there is a time for Undercover to win, it's in double elixir, right? When you can really put together big pushes like he's trying to do here with P.E.K.K.A in the back. And Backstab, you know, you just got to defend at this point, right?
And Backstab's still hiding one card, too. I'm interested to see which one is it.
Yeah, it could be, heavy spell of some sort. There it is.
Fireball.
So good move, though, from Undercover, getting aggressive here.
Yeah, he's taking care of the 100. Because the 100 does get he does high damage.
So this is the position that Undercover wants to be in, though. Can that Expo connect, though? And it just keeps getting distracted.
Yeah, Backstab just has to defend for 20 more seconds. We'll see.
And this could be it. We see a P.E.K.K.A slowly coming down the lane. That's not going to be able to get to tower. Desperation Expo coming out from Undercover. But man, we've got our third champion joining Siegelight, joining Prince Luck, and we've got none other than our caster, Backstab X,
winning.
Coming out with the win. Woo!
Oh, Backstab's going home with $500.
He played pretty well. Did you know he was this good of a player?
He is. He's a good player.
Man, so he went undefeated in the quarterfinals, undefeated in the semis, and took one tough loss there in the finals. But wow, what a performance from him. A guy that, you know, he is the 2016 North American World Champion of 18+, but then also the champion of the third Mobile Gaming Monday, and the first one that he hasn't casted the whole time in. So huge shout out to Backstab, man. So we gotta invite our champion up to the caster's desk here, don't you think?
Yeah, he should be coming back soon.
I feel like we've done that already, though. Man, what do you think? We got some theater effects. You may have seen a couple bubbles here in front of the camera. We got a lot of effects coming in.
It really adds to the effect of Clash. Like whenever the prince is rushing down the lane, the chairs move, and there's like, what the?
So that's a lot of fun. So we got Backstab X. He's going to get a hefty prize of 500 smackaroos there. And good performance from Undercover as well.
And here's Backstab.
Coming out of here with $2,000. And we got our caster back, Backstab X, the hometown kid on his channel, coming in and just crushing it here.
What's up,
the
guys?
Mobile Gaming Monday.
No longer washed up. We're back, baby.
Man,
we're feeling better than ever.
I didn't know you could play this well.
Hey, man, when the pressure's on, you know, we come out. You know, I didn't even know I could play this well either.
So what do you think? What do you think as a coach, as your own coach? How would you grade your performance tonight?
I am kind of disappointed. I missed one Expo against, I think it was Siegelight. But besides that, you know, I did pretty well.
Definitely did. So you beat good competition though. Like, you know, we did talk about kind of how stacked these brackets were and stuff, but you beat some tough guys in the qualifier coming into this, right? Like, and then you beat Rumham, who again is one of these really talented guys that's been around the scene and he knows his stuff in this game. So then going with Siegelight, right? Champion from week number 1 and a guy that's also one of the, you know, really good competitors here in North America.
Definitely a hard matchup against Siegelight. I think that was the one I was a little bit sweating.
Yeah.
Against definitely Undercover, that third match, I was, whoa, like, I might actually like choke.
So you had some actually really good matches there in the finals. Let's kind of go through. I'm going to pull up the decks and maybe just kind of walk through this. So in the first game, the first game obviously was a bit of a snafu there with using a different account and just wasn't communicated. But then we had you used a graveyard deck, right? Just pulling it up here. So we have Graveyard, Poison, and then Goblin Hut with the Ice Wizard and Tornado, which is something that you saw in that previous series, right? That's really good.
That
we talked
deck
about
has been
it.
around for quite a while. It offers a lot of control. Actually, none of the cards got nerfed in the balance changes, so it's still actually even stronger than before. Yeah. So I brought that one out. That's one of the safe control decks. But I was kind of worried. I was like, I'm going to play Expo, because you know why? Because I can just cycle through everything. And I learned this from just a great Expo player. I saw him play in multiple brackets of mine. His name is Darani Koda, and he plays Expo like you can't even believe. Like 10 times better than me. So.
He's a sneaky good player too, so definitely a good player to take.
Huge shout out to him. Just a great guy, great kid, and we're gonna see a lot more from him in the future.
Yeah. So what we want to do here, guys. So you obviously had a great performance here for our third Mobile Gaming Monday. We also just so happened that we had our first winner here, Siege Light, and our second winner. Can we maybe have like a winner's party up here on the caster's desk? Can we get these other two guys on camera if they're up for it? I mean, I don't want to put them on the spot too much, but man,
so here we go. They were actually here. They were like, "Hey, you're playing today." I'm just like, "Yeah, but it sucked."
Let's see. Do we have chairs for these guys or anything? Let's see.
Let's scoot over. We'll get one on each side.
You guys can scoot down. Do you want to? Yeah, scoot down, guys.
Right. So what happened today, Siege?
Here we go.
I think you're the matchup god. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, man. That was
good.
a crazy series, though.
Yeah.
I gotta admit.
I don't know how I.
I thought you were gonna play Expo. I was like, okay, this time I'm gonna beat him with it.
Well, see, I thought you were expected. So I didn't want to play.
Yeah. I was like, okay. Like I'm nervous about his Expo. So what do I play? I'm gonna play my own Expo. And then, luckily, it worked in my favor.
Yeah. I don't know how I pulled off a tie, but.
Yeah, that was crazy. Oh, that is crazy, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Prince Lucky, what are you gonna look forward to doing next time?
Probably like practice more. I didn't really practice like a lot, and then like it got really bad matchups in the round robin.
Yeah,
which is like horrible.
The round robin's like pretty tough, right? We had just such a great amount of players.
It's like and that one was like 6 really good players, and the other one was like 6 like.
Well, you finished first. I finished third.
Yeah, in the tournament.
And you finished 6th. No, 7th. And we all were in the same bracket, and it was crazy because it's all the winners right here going up against each other in the group stage. Group A was really, really stacked.
Yeah.
So how did that series go then? Siege, you came out in the quarterfinals and you're feeling pretty confident, put on a good performance, a lot of emotes coming out, and obviously feeling really good. And then Backstab just kind of comes in and how'd that go? Yeah.
That last match, that was crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't finish off that tower. I had nothing.
I think you need the miner in your deck.
Yeah.
That's why I always have miner now. With 3 months.
It was kind of just like a spam.
Yeah.
But I can't really spam against the Musketeers.
That was a good matchup.
Yeah.
So is it true that you guys got a hotel in this area? Is that what I heard?
I'm staying at a hotel.
You're staying at a hotel?
Yeah.
Nice.
Best Western.
So you drive how long is that drive for you then to come out
3 to 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours, man.
Depending on traffic.
Man, it's commitment, dude. It's commitment. I got to keep raising the prize pools to make it worth you traveling out and stuff. So.
You think I should play the next one?
Baseball season's coming, so.
Oh, you're not gonna play the next one?
Probably not. Not gonna be for a while.
Okay. Still finished top 4 today. Still did really, really good.
Yeah, it's all good.
What about you, Prince Lucky? You gonna come back?
Yeah, I'll be here. It's actually my 16th birthday, the next one. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
what is it with this birthday magic, guys? Like, did we plan this or something? Like.
No.
Man.
Yeah, that'll be awesome though.
I hear
hope to win.
Yeah, I hear people that have birthdays on Mobile Gaming Mondays tend to win there. So.
No, but we'll just say it.
Yeah, so good deal, man. So, are you gonna make some predictions for the next event?
Well, if he's not going, I think I have a better chance. Yeah, but I hope to practice more this time. Yeah. So
you're still gonna help him practice, right? Okay.
Nice, they're good friends. They always practice together. Yeah. It's always good to have someone, just to practice matchups and stuff like that with. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Any shout outs you guys want to give?
Taking an Elder Prince.
Shout out to Dave taking the L to me.
Yeah.
Watch out for the group chat.
Awesome. So, any final words, Backstab? It was
Like
a pretty
to
fun
say,
event, dude.
Dedicate this win to Fantasy Sports, my boys at home. Love you guys. We practice pretty much every single day. We're always working together to pretty much form this new team and get it as best as possible for the next CCGS, for the next RPL, for the next anything. We're just ready.
It's awesome, man.
It's time.
I love that you guys have such a cool like group together. You know what I mean? Like you guys obviously have that. You practice well together, but you're also like good friends with the people that you work with, and
Oh, yeah.
it makes a difference, you know, in practices.
It's actually in that case we don't pick good players, we pick good friends, and we become good players.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the motto that we go towards.
I like it. So
Because we're not having fun with each other.
Yeah.
It's just why even play this game, right?
Yeah. So I will say though, you gotta talk to Kranitz, maybe get some more Kranitz Esports members out here.
All right. We gotta get a jersey.
Get some jerseys going. Absolutely.
Here's Zune, top forward.
Ooh. All
He's a
right.
Fantasy Sports member.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So we need to get these guys jerseyed up, but we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We got some big announcements coming out. Stay connected with us on Twitter at RPLGG, at MasteryMatt. Plug your guys' Twitters. What do you guys got?
_X_15.
All right. Prince_Lucky_.
Siege Light.
There you go. With that, I'll turn it off. We got a wonderful third week of Mobile Gaming Mondays. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Come on, do these seats really get you into the movie?
Oh yeah, you can't get this at home.